running the ropes.
Buddy, it is Friday. You know what that means. It is a new episode of Running the Ropes.
Number
I'm your
40.
boy. Yeah, 40. What you got in our 40? I'm the Big Dawg, the champ. And you, my friend.
Best in the world.
I'm Paul.
That's Yo Paulie, the Switchblade.
And we the boys, we're here. It's Friday. We made it.
We made it.
It felt like an eternity getting to this
Real
Friday.
Sure
quick,
is.
Great to
real
be here.
quick.
Sure.
I want to just, I know you can't see it from the front of my shirt. The people watching don't know.
You can turn around if you want.
Oh, yeah. Once again, haven't talked to Dean all day. Once again, Dean and I match. Just
Brownies.
brown stuff. That's Speedy Boy connection.
Jay Burr,
right
what's
there.
up, baby?
To be fair,
Speedy Boy
between
connection
these two,
right there.
Trying to coordinate their wardrobe.
We don't try to. It just happens.
It's a
No,
50-50
yeah,
shot.
it just happens.
They go, did the other one wear browns today? Probably. Let me wear browns.
It just
also.
happens, and then one day
just
we
how it
pop up
works.
and they got our RTR shirts on same day. Didn't talk to each other. I didn't.
It's like that shit
I
that
didn't-
twins have.
I didn't wake up this morning and text Dean like, "Yo, homie, what are you wearing today?
Let's match.
Let's match."
Let's do it.
Does anybody out there believe that?
They better.
I used to do that in high school with my brother Nick, with Swampy. Me and Swampy used to do that because
Me
we
and Fish used to do that.
we went to the
Might
store. We bought the same outfits. We had the same shoes, and I'm like, "What you wearing?" He like, "This one." I'm like, "I want to wear the blue one. You wear the white one. We go tomorrow. We're gonna flip flop."
Remember the first day of school, man?
Oh,
the
yeah.
outfit had to be on point.
That's weird. Just I was talking about that with somebody the other day. That's why I'm
Outfit
upset
always
about
had to be on point.
mechanical pencils are the thing nowadays. When we
Yes,
bought Nina
love
school
mechanical
supply. I mean, I do too. Now that I'm an adult, I write.
Those are
I
the-
have pretty handwriting. Paul will attest to this.
They both do.
I
My
do too.
handwriting
Oh, yeah,
sucks.
Dean
They
does.
both have beautiful
Um,
handwriting.
But a mechanical pencil is where it's at. The pencil sharpener was where it was at back in the day, because that was
The
where you
handle, you gotta
showed
crank
off
it?
your gear.
Oh, yeah.
You got up, you walked to the pencil
All eyes were on
sharpener.
you.
Had exactly had fresh
But they don't know.
kicks
Is he
on.
walking out? Is he going to the restroom?
Where's he going?
No.
Where's he going? Look how fly his kicks are, though. They're white as hell.
That boy's just sharpening his pencil. Look at the shoes.
Anyways.
So before we get started, I
There's
want to
so
do
much
some.
brown scare.
I want to do some housekeeping business from last week.
Okay.
Somebody
What
of the
hell?
three of us made some disparaging remarks against the quote-unquote greatest of all time, and we later found out that he didn't even win the damn tournament that you're claiming he won.
Okay.
So, not to mention the fact that the Stone Cold Stunner, unprovoked, did not ask anybody.
Pile driver.
Hey. I'm not gonna lie. I went back and watched that part.
The ECW.
I lost the whole thing.
It was hilarious.
It was ridiculous.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
can go back and watch that on demand.
What do you
anytime.
want, Paul?
I want an apology.
Get out of
What?
it, boy.
For what?
From Stone Cold Steve
No,
Austin.
that's not no.
Because
You
the
said
Stone
from.
Cold.
You want an apology from Stone
No.
Cold Steve Austin? That'd be cool.
I could do that on Cameo, but no. You're gonna apologize to Stone
Can you
Cold
get
for
Stone
saying
Cold
that
on
the
the Cameo?
Stunner
Hold
is
up.
not the greatest finisher
the
ever.
brakes.
I will not.
Pump the brakes. Can you order a Stone Cold cameo?
I don't
know.
think so.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
That'd be like.
If you're
All
saying
right,
that
look
this
at.
man
Look
does
at
not
I'm
deserve
gonna
an
look at
apology,
Dean because it's my boy right here. I will not apologize for saying that the Stone Cold Stunner was the greatest finisher of all time. Did it win the tournament? Yes, it did. Did I believe?
Just say you love really thin pancakes.
Exactly. I will
Nope, I'm not saying
I
it.
will say, Paulie, that I apologize for getting hostile about Stone Cold winning the GOAT tournament when it was in fact Triple H. So I apologize for that
Which
fact.
I forgot too.
Yeah, exactly. Dean thought it was too. So I apologize for getting upset about that fact. But do I think that the Stone Cold Stunner is the greatest finisher of all time? No. Do I think it is the most popular finisher? I've thought about
Hell
this
yeah.
all week. Because I've thought about this all week. We had this argument on the show last week about I got upset 'cause I thought Stone Cold won, blah, 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 whatever. It won tournament. That's fine. Is Stone Cold the greatest wrestler of all time? Because I thought about that when
He is.
No, he's not. Is he the most
I'm gonna
popular?
defend that to the- I'm gonna get a Stone Cold tattoo.
Is he the most popular?
I'm getting a Stone Cold tattoo.
100%. Let's get RTR 316. Your face.
What does RTR 316
We'll
say?
figure it out.
Well, I already knew what Austin 316 said.
I just came up with that
We
on the
just flipped and
fly.
Shit.
We just flipped some.
RTR 316 said we just flipped and shit. No.
RTR 316.
You have nothing,
says we
Stone
do
Cold.
flips and
Shit.
shit. Okay, so back
Stairs in
to the point of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I will apologize to the fact that I got upset about the fact that I thought he won and he did not. I will not apologize to him because his finishing move, in my opinion, is not the greatest finishing move of all time. Do I think the pile driver is better?
Okay,
Hell
if you
no.
could pick the winner
but I
of that,
pushed that.
who would you have picked then to be the greatest?
Give me
In your eyes.
I mean, see that I'm
In your mind.
again. I'm biased. It's a biased opinion. That's
You really think
Of course it is.
Sweet Chin
It's
Music
pro
is it?
wrestling. It's always going to be biased.
exactly.
But if we're talking biases and we're talking about
Like I said, do
the
I
best
think it's the
finisher,
best? No.
the most popular finisher
It's the most
is
popular.
best finisher.
Okay, that's fine.
And
I'm
that's
not,
the Stone Cold
I
Stunner.
can't disagree with that. So
It also didn't help that our list did not have submission holds. And to be honest,
agreed.
you could sit here and talk about
We could do a
the
16 pack. We could do a 16 pack, a quick tournament of.
we could do a whole 32 on just
yeah.
submission base.
I mean, could you?
that could be our next tournament actually?
and then put
You know
that
what?
up
I
against
said
the
that.
Stone Cold
I
Stunner.
said that last week
F it.
because I said that's when the Stone Cold Steve Austin couldn't win, and then you guys said $1 Million Dream, and I said
We got the
that
button
would
back
never
first
win.
off.
Yeah.
It's in my hands.
I'm
And if
excited.
he tries to take it, he's getting hit in the face with
All
this
right.
title.
So I need Paulie.
What do you need, bro?
Nothing.
Ben?
I got it. No, I got a pen. I'm gonna cover up those final scores so Paulie can't see them.
Oh, wow.
Cause it was close.
You think I'm that bad of a person?
No,
that
it's.
would
I just
peek
didn't want
at
you to
your
peek.
paperwork?
I just didn't want you to
I
peek.
don't
It's
peek
because
at
well, because the
anybody's
only thing
notes.
else that's on this
You're a
side,
peeker.
the only thing else that's
You're a
on this
peeker,
side
Paul.
is the SmackDown special, and we already know who won that.
You
Me
tried
and
peeking
did.
on mine.
Was Edge.
Actually, I
Edge
caught
won
you
that.
red-handed.
I wasn't peeking at
Yes,
your
you
notes.
were. I seen you. You were like, huh. And I was
was-
like, get out here.
I was looking at my friend Dean
You're admiring my beautiful handwriting. That's what it was. My penmanship.
and your amazing beard.
Thank you, sir.
Dean does have a really nice beard.
It is.
All right.
I've been still tempted to
So
shave it off.
do we? I know we got a lot of WrestleMania to talk to get into.
There is a lot to talk about WrestleMania wise.
Do we want to get into the picks and the title?
Rubberneck and mofo. Jaybird said rubberneck and mofo.
Damn you, Jaybird.
Waiting for Kim to get in here so we can see what.
Do we want to get into the
name is.
Let's
picks?
go for it. Let's find out what happened because we got to talk about Fastlane to talk about what's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Because what happened at Fastlane did not really have much of an effect except for the main event. We could actually talk about the fact that Fastlane was useless.
Isn't it always?
No, because I've been to 2 Fastlanes
Okay.
now, and we've seen a championship change
Now
hands both times.
let
that
me
led to
ask
Mania.
you a question, Paul.
What title changes were there?
Randy Orton won the Grand Slam by winning the United States Championship from Bobby Roode in Columbus.
Well, that was because Bobby Roode was
Let
ass at.
me
as
ask
the
you a
US
question
champion.
though first, Paul.
They were probably trying to make.
What
it
did you
relevant.
think of the show?
No one wants to see.
I thought it was a waste of time.
Like you
Nobody
didn't
wants to
like the
see
show?
I could have done without it. It was
I
unnecessary.
very much enjoyed it.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was the best pay-per-view WWE's put on in a while.
I'll give you this.
Besides the Rumble.
Bold statement.
If you had taken all of what they did and put
Decent.
it on Raw and
Definitely
SmackDown
debatable.
in the lead up to
Definitely
Mania,
debatable.
I think it would have been better for Raw and SmackDown. We didn't need that pay-per-view, and literally the only reason that pay-per-view existed was what it was meant for in the first place, to make sure that Peacock could handle it. And we've come to find out it can't.
Okay. And I mean
I also heard they're censoring some shit.
There's-
Peacock.
they are.
This is bad. Peacock is going to become
Yeah.
the worst
Brian
thing to
Pillman
happen
Jr.
to WWE.
tweeted out, "I don't think
My dad's promos will
aren't gonna
ever
be-"
make it to WWE.
It's actually one of the reasons why I'm wearing this shirt today. Because one of the promos that got censored was Roddy Piper.
Which one?
Whether you agree with the
the
promo
kicking
or
ass or
not.
bubblegum.
No. The one for WrestleMania with Bad News Brown, where he was wearing half blackface.
Oh.
Which, look, nobody here is going to sit here and tell you that blackface is good. Nobody's going to defend it.
I'll be
can't
the first person.
change-
I'll be the first person to tell you that I'm not a fan of changing history.
You can't change history.
You can't
you
change
have
it.
To learn
in
from it.
wrestling or anything. In anything, I'll be the first one to tell you that.
You want to know who changes?
Do I believe that
You want to know who changes history? The people who want to make sure you don't know why we're changing history.
Exactly. Thank you.
I
Paulie
learned-
sounds real smart right now.
I learn from the mistakes that I make. I don't make
Own
them
your shit.
again.
Own your shit and learn from it and move on.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that what we said during the Attitude Era we can get away with now. Nobody is sitting here
Look,
telling you that
I
we
agree
need
with
to
you,
have
Jaybird.
Jerry
Thank
Lawler
you.
saying
Thank
"Fuck
I
you.
agree with
I do. I thought the whole show was great. I don't know how your experience was on the Peacock. We'll talk
I
about
didn't.
it.
That's the other thing. I didn't watch it on the Peacock.
You watched on network.
I watched it on the
Hey,
network.
I didn't
Okay.
watch it live. I watched it on Peacock, and I was allowed to rewind it after it was done.
Okay.
You can't rewind it
When it's
if
live.
it's
If it's live,
Yeah.
good
You
call.
can't pause it if it's
If
live.
you can't pause it, if
This
it's
is
live
going to
either.
be a
Which
big deal coming up for the next week and a
Especially
half. because
WrestleMania.
of WrestleMania.
I disagree. Dude, I disagree. In the era of generation I'm from, you couldn't do that thing. You gotta watch it.
You
Watch
that
it.
pay-per-view,
You gotta go bathroom break. Hold it if you want to watch this match, or go. Find a match you don't care so much
the
about.
generation that's necessarily doing.
Dude,
all this on
I
Peacock.
understand, but it's work. Peacock has said they're working their way to figure that kind of stuff out. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen immediately. They pushed it really fast because of WrestleMania.
I agree with you to an extent, but here's where I
honestly
draw the
think
line
they
on
should-
Peacock.
They should have
Check it out.
did this for SummerSlam.
They existed back in August.
They should have
So
did
this
some-
is not like, oh no,
But
we
that-
just randomly got
But they
started and
didn't
now we
have
got the network.
anything else.
Tyler, how you
dude.
doing, Bubba?
They were going to have the same plan in place
What's up, Kai?
for the 2020 Olympics.
I know.
So they're not prepared. Peacock
Okay.
is not
No, and
prepared
I
for
agree.
live
I agree with
television.
you. But
And I
look,
think
check it
that's
out.
something that needs to be that needs to be a concern.
We have actually all three. I believe there's only 3 ways to watch this pay-per-view. Live. Did you watch it live or rewatch?
I watched it rewatch on
Well, we know how the network works. So you had to watch on the network.
Mhm.
I watched live, but I missed the first 20 minutes, which was Shayna and Nia Jax. That was the first
Which
match.
was a good storyline match.
It was a good storyline match.
but it wasn't a good match.
It wasn't a good match. I did rewatch it afterwards, but that's where I popped in
The match
live. Because remember, I texted the thing
Dumb.
and I was like, "What time does pay-per-view start?"
I was trying to figure out and that's another thing. WrestleMania is going to start at 8.
Ooh, that means it's going to like midnight.
No,
It's going to go to like
they're
10:30.
going to cut it about 10:30. You're going to get your 7:30, 7 o'clock
Yeah.
kickoff show.
Okay.
But by and large, they're not planning on keeping people too late at Raymond James Stadium for 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, no, that makes
Why?
sense. Okay, so again,
Personally, I'd keep it at 7.
back to it. I caught live. I had live on the Peacock Network. Dean said he rewatched on the Peacock Network after the show was over. Correct?
Correct.
That's all 3 points of view. What was your view on the Peacock?
Well, the fact that I was able to rewind it because I watched it as a rewatch, I
Okay.
didn't mind at all.
Okay.
Actually, it was as soon as I turned on Peacock, it was right there,
Right on top.
advertised.
Mine too.
So, I didn't.
Well, I let it known.
I didn't have any issues.
When
with
you
it,
got
personally.
Peacock, did it tell you like what you wanted to watch? Like it made you click those things you like?
Yeah.
It did me too, and I clicked pro wrestling, of course. So when I turned it on,
They didn't have
Sunday
the
night,
when
it
I
was
joined.
right at
They
the
didn't
top.
have the WWE tab.
Drew
Now they have it.
McIntyre with the cool Claymore sword. When I joined Peacock as well, they did not have the WWE tab.
Now they have it up there, which I was like, all right, they're making progress. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, I don't. If I would have watched it live, I would have had the same issues you would have had with the whole rewinding. But then again, at the same time, like
Just
you said,
because
we
if
grew up
something,
on that.
just because if something cool happens, and I agree with you, Paulie, that is the generation we live in now. TiVo, rewind and pause television, live, whatever, blah 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 blah. They have said they're working on that, and they also said that they're working on putting the jump to match feature in there, which was a big deal from the other WWE network that I agree with. Because when I turn on,
If I turn
When
on
I
the
turn
Royal
on 90
Rumble
when I turn on
2008, I'm not watching any of the matches.
when I
back.
turn on 1996 King of the Ring, we all know what match I'm going to. I want to see Foley fly.
98.
98, my bad.
96, you could still get away with.
That's Stone Cold, right?
You talk about your Psalms.
Yeah, exactly. That's your 316. Exactly. I knew it. I knew
you
it.
can't say that.
We got Edge and Daniel Bryan's face. I really want to see a triple threat match after what happened on Sunday. Okay, but let's go. So
Digging the beard.
On the WWE Network side of things, the app
Okay,
was working perfectly fine, as
of course,
it has been.
of course it did. That's,
There is one problem that I noticed from reading feedback on this that is going to be a huge concern. The network versus Peacock. Peacock was a minute behind.
Really?
Behind on live. This is not a this is like not a new problem for them. Apparently, soccer fans in the Premier League in England
I do see
have had
soccer
this
live all the time on
exact
there.
same problem. And the quote that I read from one of the
Is there a
social media
buyer's
posts.
remorse?
Well, one of the quotes that I
Back
read
on
on
the
social
field.
media is, you know when Manchester has scored because you'll hear the big roar coming from the bars down the road before you see it live. That can't happen.
Okay,
That means
agreed.
you can't be on social media while watching WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And
'Cause you'll get
what
spoiled.
are you going to be doing during WrestleMania?
I'm on social
But I
media.
was trying to
Well,
get
I'm
into
hanging out with
what
my
you were
friends and
saying.
eating buffalo chicken dip. So
What you guys what you were saying about the whole rewind thing, where that's the generation we live in. The fact that I grew up in the fact that you had to sit there. If you wanted to miss it, it would go through like in between matches, and whatnot.
in the
If
wrestling,
you missed it. You missed it.
Yeah, that's what you use
So
your.
in
That's
my
what you
head,
use your
if I
B-roll
miss
for.
it and I can't rewind it, it won't bother me as much because I know I'll be able to see it later on. Because I grew up and experienced that before. Little shit like that don't bother me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't
I mean, a
bother
lot
me
of shit
either.
don't bother me.
You
but-
see in the IWC all the time. One of the biggest excuses that they put on for women's matches, and they have for a long time. This will be my bathroom break.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I agree. I don't agree with the
Actually,
statement,
Saul
but
said-
you've seen it before. You know what I'm saying?
Saul's saying that for the Miz versus Bad Bunny.
Yeah, for Bad Bunny.
Which we'll get into in just a minute because
Okay.
that's confusing.
All right, so let's get into Fastlane.
What,
We'll
the
go
fact
over
it's
the
a
we'll,
singles match.
Yes.
we'll go over the picks and we'll talk about the score. I will let you know that it is a close one and that I have a bombshell. Okay.
What is it with him and bombshells?
I don't know. So the like
You said bombshells.
yeah,
Yes.
I said it twice
Today?
now.
Today?
Twice.
Like that's how he opened the show. I have a
Bombshell.
bombshell.
One more. There you go.
Bombshell.
I don't like that. You have a bombshell
Okay.
with
so
my championship.
we missed
at stake.
I like I said
No.
I missed the Nia Shayna Sasha Bianca, but I did rewatch it and it was like Paul said, not a good match. We all picked Nia and Shayna to retain. They did. End of story. We all get a point.
There you
The
go.
What
ne-
I
I
didn't-
don't remember match
I did
order,
not
so
like. I have a controversial opinion on the Sasha Bianca match, which we'll get to in a little bit, but they didn't need that slap. They didn't need any of that. It was. I know where we're heading for WrestleMania. I know we're getting Sasha and Bianca.
Exactly.
If you're going to have Sasha become catty with Bianca, stop having her call her a rookie.
yeah.
I agree.
Does
I agree.
anybody?
She
buy
won the
that
Royal Rumble
shit?
for number 3. Don't play with her.
She won the Royal Rumble for number 3. Has the record for most Royal Rumble match eliminations from the previous year,
Yeah.
which is tied with Shayna Baszler of all.
Why
people.
you say
Baszler.
it like that?
Well, you see how
You
remember?
hating on our girl?
Dude,
You hating?
no, actually, just the opposite. I'm on board with
Yeah,
Shayna.
She'll
Baszler.
choke you
Dude,
out.
He
I
doesn't
am
like Nia.
like this close to buying a Shayna Baszler shirt instead of buying the Edge shirt.
I almost did.
and that's why I'm
I
kind
almost
of.
bought her NXT, the Shayna 2-time.
I want the hard dose of reality.
I want the Shayna 2-time belt
but
shirt.
again, I am
Belt.
horribly
I suck.
cursed that whenever I buy your shirt, something horrible happens to you. So,
So
I'm debating
Is
this.
that why you're not wanting to buy the Edge shirt?
Yes, I don't want to kill him.
Is that Ric Flair as a pickle? Oh, Charlotte.
Is that Ric Flair as a pickle?
Sorry.
My God. We're basically picking up right where we left off last week, aren't we?
We're watching a cricket commercial on for SmackDown. It was with Charlotte, but it looked like the pickle. We're in the road, but it was
Good Lord.
whatever.
So what is going on over there?
He's doing some work here. I don't know what he's doing.
I guess
Look at him. Are you peeking?
I'm not peeking.
He's peeking.
he's
There
peeking.
is
He's a peeker.
squeaking noises coming from the
This is
table.
the
and it's-
marker.
So the biggest news of the week, though,
Okay.
in my opinion, is Andrade was released
immediately after Fastlane.
immediately after Fastlane, and then Charlotte was edited out of the WrestleMania, which, come to find out, ironically, she has COVID.
That's what Rhea said.
But I heard
I
also-
believe it because
I'm sure that-
there is a mandate that you don't say COVID on the air.
It's
There's
pretty
only
me-
2 people now who have ever been
Well,
announced as having COVID.
It'd be pretty
on the
messed
air.
up if WWE lied and just said, "Hey, I got COVID," and then
But the 2 people that I'm talking about are obviously Charlotte Flair
fishy.
and the WWE champion
up,
Drew
baby?
McIntyre at the time.
Yeah.
So they're
Drew
not
did,
lying about this, I don't think. I think it's amazing coincidence.
Chambers said he loves BB. I don't know if her nickname is BB.
Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah, me too.
The EST of WWE is
Yeah.
going to show out.
They brought
at
back
Mania.
live the intro, the fight intros.
Is it for the actual card or is it just like commercial
I don't-
stuff? Because that's what I was.
I don't
wondering.
know. Do you remember back in the day, like they would look at each other and they'd move and then they'd freeze and they'd tell you to match up? They brought it back.
Dude, I
We're
remember they
excited.
had those in the video games. Like Stone Cold's was him doing this thing. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Andrade was released.
yes, he
I
was.
was gonna. Oh, you were gonna do that?
No. I was going back to
Where do you
Fastlane.
think Andrade's gonna go?
We have a
Would you
poll.
like him to
Is our poll still up on Twitter? We had a poll on Twitter. Dean.
We did.
I was gonna
Everyone, the majority won of AEW,
A-Dub.
which I kind of figured.
if
I
I'm
honestly think
Andrade,
Ring of Honor,
no, I go back to Mexico.
Triple A.
Or Japan.
CMLL.
Los Angeles, Japan or whatever. I don't know how to say it, so I don't.
I seen that, but someone said if he goes there, they're gonna make him shave his head.
Yes, fine. He has been treated like crap in WWE, so he's used to being treated like crap. He's going to go to CMLL, and he's going to be the guy again. And then he's going to go to either Ring of Honor. Actually, if he's going to go anywhere in the United States, he's going to go to Impact, then make the trek to AEW. AEW is where you want to end up, it seems like.
It seems like
But
they're
you-
using Impact as an
You gotta-
NXT
you-
type of thing.
You got to get to
Fishy
Impact
said,
and kind of
best in the
play
world,
that game.
Speedy Boy Mike.
What up, Big Fish? How are you, brother? We got to get some golf
We
in.
love you, man.
We got to get some golf in. Brentwood opens on the 1st.
Yeah.
Kay Flan said she's about it, and she will get
Let's
us
do it.
some tee time.
Fish is terrible at golf.
Your notebook
Yeah, I said
is
it.
open.
That's fine. Yeah, I ripped off this.
So-
I ripped this off, and I mean, I had a final, but I erased it.
That's what the marker was. You're
Yeah,
that paranoid. Wow.
I just didn't want you. Well, I forgot this was there, to be honest. I just thought I had the final score up top.
I just want everybody to know how I
Okay.
get treated.
Okay, back
on
to
this
it.
show.
Back to it. We're wasting time here. You're wasting time. So I don't remember the match order. So we'll go Big E versus Apollo Crews next.
Man up.
Solid match, in my opinion.
Terrible finish.
Terrible finish.
I agree.
It didn't even make sense
I-
because you could see
well,
Big E roll the
You guys,
shoulder,
he
It
did.
was botched.
but
you-
that was it.
You guys picked Big E to retain. I picked Apollo Crews to win. They had him on this hot streak. My
Like, I was
favorite
excited
part of the
when
match.
when he won, but it's not how I would have booked it.
My favorite part of the match was when he double splashed him twice on the apron.
Oh, 100%.
Great spot.
Big E looked like a
Monster.
I love that.
Monster.
And if you can give me this
dude is-
biblical
he is-
monster Big E, who can also then go be
He is a
goofy
killer.
some bitch Big
And
E,
give him his last name back.
this Big E can
You
go
listen to
main
New
event
Day Pod?
WrestleMania
Big
next
His
E
year.
likes
intro
it.
every day, every show he goes into his spiel.
So
about
and
how
I
he wants
forgot
his last name
to
back, and
I
it's
forgot to
funny.
announce this before we started. Before this show started, the score was me at the ending at the caboose here with 9 points. You guys with 12 points apiece.
I know you didn't have enough points to come back.
Oh no, I didn't.
So-
I didn't. This is not about me.
Because you're saying
Which
you got
is
a
why-
bombshell, and
which
I'm
I
like,
had a 1 point lead.
Which is why
no,
I came.
you would have had a 1
You
point
would have had a
lead
1
if
point
you hadn't
lead.
agreed to the
but
SmackDown
the
special.
SmackDown
I am
special.
a champion that is willing to put up points whenever it is available because I am not scared to put those points on the line. Unlike you, every title reign you've ever had,
When there's
we have
extra
brought up
points available?
opportunities for Ring of Honor or anything else.
You're like,
you
nope.
have denied it.
Okay.
immediately,
Immediately.
without any hesitation because you are scared.
Well, that's
I
not-
am
that
not
doesn't
scared to put
happen
the points
tonight.
on. So if I do lose this title, by all means,
Yeah.
you cannot say I'm not a fighting champion. So
That does not
grow a
happen
pair.
tonight. That does not happen tonight. Okay. So
I have a feeling you somehow finagled it so that he won the championship and
I
retained.
didn't finagle.
Jay Bird, I
anything.
want to be as big as Big E too, man.
I didn't finagle
That dude's a
anything.
monster.
The title is still up for grabs.
Oh, you're just being too smug.
Too smug.
I'm not smug at all. The next match.
If there's anybody who would know if somebody's being smug, it's me.
The next match.
This sumbitch right here
Was
would know
This
that.
some bitch.
Drew McIntyre versus
This-
Sheamus.
They have an actual counter. Come
yes,
on.
they did.
22.
22
No disqualification, no holds barred match.
They beat the hell out of
Dude,
each
they
other.
beat the hell out of each other. It was
Jay Bird was saying that
it
was
was
his favorite match.
fantastic. Jaber did say it
Since
was
he
his
started
favorite match.
rewatching, that's been his favorite match.
I could put that up there definitely. I
Oh, yeah.
don't know if it's my favorite, but
I mean, but you've
Two
been watching Jaber.
big
just
ass
get back
dudes
into
just
it. That's
going
I'm
at
talking
it,
like
man.
from that card.
oh, okay.
Because
Well, I mean,
they definitely beat the hell out of each other. My favorite part from that match, though. My favorite part from that match, though.
Kim's here, Polly.
That's great. Another one of our great fans is here. One of the parts of that match that I love the
His
most.
Hey, you got-
balls
you got
dropped
some- you
when
got
she
some-
entered the chat.
You got some on your nose. Some brown stuff.
When they went into the crowd and they're brawling towards the screens, we all saw that ramp that was they were supposed to take up to the next level, right?
Yeah.
And then they go,
Psych.
"Screw your ramp. We're just gonna brawl over here for a minute."
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was
That
good.
I'm sitting here watching it, going, "Okay, so you're obviously telling me how they're gonna get up there," and then they go and do something completely opposite. So
I like that.
that was good stuff.
I wonder if that was like audible on them.
I wouldn't be surprised because it was stupid.
Yeah.
Paulie picked Drew McIntyre to win the match, and he did.
You're not going against the Claymore.
Dean and I picked Sheamus. He did not win.
I did it to be different, and I said that.
All right,
because,
let's go.
I was-
Let's go.
It was
Shinsuke.
looking for a moment that we were getting the triple threat match,
It was.
but now it's looked like there is gonna be a triple threat match, but for the other title.
It looks
Maybe.
Like, yeah. We'll see. We had Shinsuke.
I don't think that's the direction they're
I
going to
think
go
it
anymore.
is because
I think they're going to go a different direction.
Edge can pin Daniel Bryan, so Roman don't have to take the pin to get the title off him.
I can put you fourth dimensional on that, but we'll get to once we get to past
Okay.
the Fastlane picks.
All right.
Okay.
Because-
All right. Well,
Okay.
we had Shinsuke versus Seth Rollins. We got a little rematch right
Hold
now
on.
on SmackDown.
He changed his pants already?
Yep. Seth Rollins won the
the
match at Fastlane.
What the hell? The button has returned. I kept it away from him. If
The
he tries to
thing
take
about
it, he's
This
getting hit in the
version of
face with
Seth
this bad
Rollins
boy.
that's interesting is those new moves that he's throwing in there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of the Black Magic move that he used.
I love Seth Rollins. Come on, don't
It's
play.
one of the moves that I've been using on my created characters for years, in the video games.
Oh, the Shinsuke knee.
So I recognized it immediately.
Seth has been funny on Twitter.
But I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
forgot.
Seth shaming?
It's been good.
I forgot that was Low-Key's move.
Yeah.
And Low-Key wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, I know.
Also, Low-Key can suck it.
Oh!
Woo!
No one else isn't happy. Randy Orton's wife.
The backwards butt slide was kind of mad.
Understandable.
Lucky.
Seth Rollins won. We all picked Seth Rollins. We all get a point.
Are we going to go to the Alexa Orton match next? Because
No. We're going to save that for the end.
that's the end? Okay.
Yeah.
That's your bombshell bullshit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on that.
We didn't pick nothing, so it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah,
she
we
did pin him.
It was
Nobody
weird.
Nobody picked Alexa.
Let's just
Nobody
go into
picked Randy Orton. Go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about it.
It was a weird match.
I thought it was
That
fantastic.
was great.
I thought it was
Alexa's
fantastic.
so good.
The dropping of the lights, the black stuff in his mouth earlier in the night, dude. I thought it was fantastic. The Fiend. Let's talk about the Fiend. Paulie, what do you think of the Fiend?
You know what I think of the Fiend. I think the character is dead on
Even
arrival.
worse. Even worse. It looks worse now. You think?
Here's the thing. There's been a lot of conjecture on social media that it's not Bray Wyatt portraying this
Bo
version
Dallas.
of
It's
the
Bo
Fiend.
Dallas.
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
That would be
I
cool
would
too. I've
love-
said that for years.
I would love for the burned version of the Fiend to have never been Bray Wyatt to begin with. And we find out that Bray was never the person that Orton fought at TLC.
Well,
he fought Bo.
If they were hinting at symbiote shit, he can just
If you literally come up with a
He's
story
fine.
where Bray Wyatt has been playing
Comes back and
so
the Fiend's
deep
back.
of mind games that he sent his
heals himself.
brother out there to get sacrificed.
Exactly.
And then was so twisted
I
that
have
he
a
would
theory.
burn his own gear to make it look like he was the one.
I have a theory.
Like, if you can play that kind of game, those are the types of wrestling stories that I like.
This is kind of off topic, but with Aleister Black, he's a dark character. I feel like WWE is so scared to commit to more than one dark character.
It goes back to the days of The Undertaker and
Undertaker,
Kane.
yeah.
You can't have more than one because
They
then you
turn-
have a situation where they
That's
team
why
up
they-
and everybody's screwed,
That's why they turn Kane
Brothers.
face,
Yeah.
basically,
essentially.
and demastered
Okay,
and corporate
well,
Kane and all that.
I loved it.
I've noticed that because there really
I-
hasn't been any dark characters. More than,
I loved the drop. Like I said, the droppage
Weird.
of the lights. I loved the Alexa sitting on the bottom rope, bouncing on the bottom rope, just talking smack to Randy.
this may sound weird, but those white eyes she has, hot.
It's her face. She makes the face white with the black makeup
dude.
around her
She's-
eyes. Like
she's killing that
dead.
character.
Killing it. She looks fantastic.
If there's anything that's good come out of this storyline,
It's her.
is her killing this character. You cannot deny that, Paul.
I don't like this version of Alexa
Well, you don't
Bliss.
like horror and scary
I
stuff
don't.
anyway, so you're.
But I liked the original version of Alexa Bliss.
Me too.
She was on fire and she was doing great work.
she was a
This
great. She was a
version
great
of Alexa
wrestler.
Bliss should not be anywhere near the championship, and this version of Alexa Bliss is going to end up with the
She's
championship,
killing
and that's
it,
a
though.
problem.
Give her props. She's killing it.
She's killing it.
Give her props. You may not have. You don't like scary stuff,
I
but you
don't.
cannot deny her the fact that she is doing a very
She's
good job with
committed
the
to the
character.
bit,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Nobody else could do that.
No,
Tell
I
me
don't
another
think
girl
so.
on the
I don't
roster that
think
can
so
do that
either.
role.
The only other person that comes to mind off the top of my head would be Asuka.
And she doesn't speak English. If
She wouldn't need
if,
to.
If you give her like a zombie kind of thing,
Yeah.
Kinda.
Shotzi could do it, but she's in NXT.
Shotzi, I don't know. She's
Shotzi's a horror freak. She loves it.
she is, but I don't think she would fully embrace the role the way that Alexa has.
I think she would.
Bliss is that person who is the Disney freak, who secretly has that dark side that she has to keep hidden,
Yeah.
and now she's letting that side run wild. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's just not my style.
I think that's the best thing out of it. Out of this whole storyline is her. So
I was wondering if that was going to get tangled.
they look better. But
What else we got?
No,
for
I
what do
gotta,
you?
I gotta
So
fix
you don't
it.
like the look of the match.
Okay. There. Look. Hey, we'll talk about this, and then we'll get into it because
Just like zone out and forget where you
no,
were.
no. I got something I'm about to get up and do. So don't. I'm gonna give you something to talk about before I get up.
But
he wants us to discuss this while he's fixing things,
No. My thing behind me, my green screen.
and probably the one behind Dean too.
Yeah, Dean's is messed up as well.
oh,
Braun versus Shane McMahon as WWE.
That's the bombshell.
That's not the bombshell.
I'm gonna figure out the freaking bombshell.
I mean, this did work in Dean's favor because as a WWE liaison, he hurt himself earlier in the match, so he inserted Elias. Braun did still win.
The match was Shane McMahon versus Braun,
I would-
not
Dean
Elias
gets a
versus-
point.
we didn't call an audible.
Dean gets a point. Tie game.
What a champion.
Hey,
Okay.
Oh, I'll put as many points on the line
I knew
as
that was
possible.
coming. Okay.
it's fine.
Riddle versus Ali.
Any other time we've robbed everybody else of shit when there's audibles.
This is true.
Just remember this. Because at Mania,
It's
the ball game changes.
The ball game changes.
the ball game changes. Okay.
Ali should have won the damn match.
No.
I disagree. I disagree with that
Retribution
It-
needed
because
that.
my favorite character these days is Matt
If
Riddle
Ali
riding
won,
around on the back with
Retribution would
a
still be
scooter.
I want Retribution. At
With
least
Ali?
those guys are on TV.
I mean,
You kill Retribution, Mia Yim,
I think
Dijakovic, Shane Thorne,
I agree.
Ali, and
They killed
what's his
Retribution
name?
T-Bar.
with the whole the way the
They're all
invasion-
gone.
Yeah.
They're all off TV. Probably fired.
with the whole
Well,
invasion when they came in.
we all
for like weeks at a time,
Yeah.
just hitting in rings like
And then
that
now
killed
we're-
them right off rip.
And
In
now
my
we're
opinion.
looking at
I was
no.
intrigued
What
at
killed
first.
what killed them right off rip in the same sense though is they did it that gimmick for too long. They waited too long to introduce Ali as the leader. They should have
They
busted
waited
up
too
the
long
sets.
to introduce them in general.
Ali should have been the first one unveiled. He should have been.
Yeah,
like,
they
boom.
should have busted up sets two or three weeks in a row, and then got in the ring, and Ali pulled his mask off. That would have been way cooler than the way they did it.
Literally, if you had ended that SmackDown the second time around when they trashed everything, where they're in the back beating the crap out of everybody,
Yeah.
and then everybody's out waiting, trying to catch him.
Fix that bottom corner. Nope, you ain't gonna be able to see it. You're gonna turn around and look.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Oh, you done turned it now. You fucked it all up again.
No, that's good. I'm good.
Jesus.
All
If
right.
if you'd ended that episode of SmackDown
Sorry,
where they
guys.
were all in the front, out at ringside, waiting for Retribution, and then everybody in the back got their ass whooped, then they all run to the back.
Yeah.
You have Retribution run back to the front, surround the ring, one person in the middle, unveils, it's Ali, cut to black, boom.
Yeah.
You've got a story there.
That's fine.
Instead, you waited too long. And you had him play this game with the Hurt Business, which, if we're being perfectly honest, nobody has benefited from a story with the Hurt Business. Nobody comes out better on the other end of that.
They keep hinting like a breakup.
Not even the Hurt Business comes out better looking at the end of that story.
I don't want to see the Hurt Business break up.
I don't either,
me
because
neither,
I
'cause
like
keep
the
Cedric
way it's
Alexander.
looking right now is that
They
Cedric
keep
gonna
hinting
kick
it. This
Cedric.
is like the
out.
second time they've hinted
Yep.
it. I don't like it.
You've got Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali on your roster, and you are doing nothing with them.
You got
What
Aleister
are
Black.
you, an idiot, Vince?
He's a lot of people. Keith Lee,
Keith Lee apparently is injured. That's
dumb.
That's what's going on.
Okay.
Make fart noises with
All
the
right.
mouth.
Well, this
That's
is
what I
the
feel.
last match since we already did the. We had Roman
the
versus
Universal title?
Daniel Bryan.
What a
Great match.
can we talk about
They can
the
go.
Great match.
Can we talk about the most tired, cliched wrestling story on the planet?
What?
I'm coming at you with a chair. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're behind him. Dean sees the chair coming and moves out of the way. I'm already in the process of swinging said chair, so I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be mad at me? Yeah. Are you going to cost me the frickin' championship?
Exactly.
This is a stupid storyline. This storyline has been playing out for so damn long.
Well, they were arguing in the
that
ring
you can
earlier. I don't know what
find
they
this-
said, but that's how they started SmackDown off tonight. Was Daniel Bryan and Edge arguing in the center of the ring?
You could find this story
Stop!
going back to
That was
the
kinda-
50s.
That was a bad one.
Are people who are just standing behind other people just that
That was
stupid?
this guy's fault.
I was gonna say it could be a seller's fault, but Seth Rollins wins again.
Not to mention the fact, do you generally stand behind people when they're getting swung weapons
no,
at?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Like the referee, oh, I got to stand right behind this guy.
Is
in
Rollins
this
heel
particular
or what?
moment.
Oh yeah. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like,
Here comes Cesaro to help him.
Like
Okay.
I love Edge, but that made him look like a complete and total moron.
We're getting Rollins and Cesaro at WrestleMania.
Are you mad about that?
No, not at
I'm
all.
not.
That's gonna be.
gonna-
That's gonna be.
That could be one of the
Give them
best
20
They
matches
put
tonight.
that. They put what's the main event for night one?
We don't know yet.
Okay, main event for night two is Roman Reigns.
I see
right?
We
a lot
don't
of
know
people.
what the main
alright,
events are.
Can we
as
talk
of
about that real
I
quick?
thought they said they.
They
did
have
one.
not said
Okay.
the main events. They
There
just
is
said night
people are trying
one.
to start a hashtag of having Bianca Belair and
And
Sasha,
main event night one.
and a lot of the wrestling community on Twitter
Oh, he's about to
is
get swung.
pissed off about that and making a big deal. and I don't agree with it. I mean, I think they should.
Yeah, I think it should be a girls' main event night one.
Hell yeah.
You do
They
too.
deserve
Why
it.
can't you do match after match? Like you can have co-main events. UFC does it all the time.
Yeah.
Night 2 can be men main event. Night 1 can be women's main event.
Yeah.
Rhea versus Asuka, and then the very next match, Sasha versus Bianca.
I'm going to be honest with you here, and this is my controversial take. Sasha versus Bianca is not good enough to main event.
Okay, I can agree with that.
There's no story there. Oh no, you're a rookie. I slapped
I
you.
mean, I agree.
She won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but
And-
beyond
well,
that,
that's-
she hasn't done anything.
But listen,
and the
Paul.
story started with Carmella.
Wasn't that's
Real
what
quick,
happened.
real quick.
The Royal Rumble winner
If
used the men event at WrestleMania.
if anything, I think you would get that the most out of most people because while I can see, I get what you're saying. They have no storyline going. They don't need one.
She won the Royal Rumble.
She won the Royal Rumble.
When you
what's
Royal
the
Rumble, you
point?
win WrestleMania. You're main eventing WrestleMania. That's what it is.
Yeah, what's the point of winning the Royal Rumble if not to main event WrestleMania?
You get a championship match? Ooh, I can just
Here's
go
the
and
problem.
beat somebody's ass and become number one contender and get a
If
championship
we're
match.
looking at the night 1 card, the match that needs to main event night 1 is Drew and Bobby.
Okay, then
It
put
has to.
do Asuka versus Rhea before that match, and then have Bobby and them main event it. Then the next night,
But that's
do
not
Roman
how-
and that.
They're not
But
going to
that's
put
not
Sasha.
how
They're
Vince
not
looks
going to
at
put
that.
Sasha and Bianca on Sunday night.
Alternate them.
No, they already have
Drew and Bobby.
announced that
I
it'll
don't
be
think
on
Drew
night
and
1.
Bobby should main event.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sasha
I don't
and
think
Bianca.
men should headline both nights.
I agree.
I don't either.
I don't.
But the problem is they haven't put enough story into either of the women's championships.
Okay.
But dude,
to make that work.
Same
but
with Drew and Bobby.
And Sasha versus Bianca is going to be a great match.
I think
But
they've
there's
done better
nothing
promoting
there beyond
Sasha and
just-
Bianca than.
But again, dude, it's the main event storyline, Paul. That's the storyline. She
The
won
only
the Royal
reason
Rumble,
we're even
and
having
it's
this
not like
debate
she
is
came
because
in.
there's 2 nights of WrestleMania, though.
Well, no, and I agree with that. I agree with that, though. That's a good point. That's probably the only one I'll give you in that conversation that
Yeah,
you
other
said
than that,
about
I
it.
don't agree with you.
Other than that, I do not agree with you. If there wasn't 2 nights, of WrestleMania, if it was one night,
Otherwise,
6
what's the
hours
point of the Royal
long,
Rumble?
or however they would do it, that's fine. They get a championship match at WrestleMania, then I can understand it. But now the point is to main event WrestleMania.
You have 2 nights. You have a women's and a men's Royal Rumble winner. You could have both of them
So
main
both
event.
of them main event. That's how it's supposed to go.
That's how it should be.
Night 2 should be the Royal Rumble winner from the men's, Edge versus Roman Reigns, and if they decide to throw Daniel Bryan in there on their own free accord, that'll
So
give
be it.
Edge reason to come back later
Night 1
and
main
say
event is the
that I
women's
didn't
Royal
win
Rumble
my
winner.
one-on-one match.
That's how it should be.
And then night 1, yes, should be the women's Royal Rumble winner. That's the point of winning the Royal
If not,
Rumble.
you're fucking. Oops, sorry.
Ooh.
You're watering down the Royal Rumble.
I agree, though. I saw that on
Our
Twitter
cash
today.
app is going to be so overflowing. by the
I
time
saw
you're
that
done.
on Twitter today that they you know,
Money sign, Rev Radio.
you're watering down the Royal Rumble by not letting the Royal Rumble winner main event.
Okay, but then you also
Kim
can
said this
go
is the first
back.
time she's ever heard me raise my voice.
You can also go back and look at Royal Rumble
You
winners.
look like you're in a Dr. Pepper commercial.
It was so good.
You can
Stick
go back
cream
and look at
soda
Royal
on
Rumble
it.
winners who haven't main evented WrestleMania. Go back to WrestleMania 24.
I'm not going back 10 years.
You can,
I don't want to.
but you can.
We're a
because
more
you-
progressive era these days.
We are, but it's still not going to
Okay.
happen.
Whatever. All right, whatever.
If you're that
So
if
before
you're
the
that-
show-
but if you're that dead set on it, then that should be the answer to your question.
Before the
Royal
show
Rumble winner
last week,
should always main event WrestleMania, and that's not happened.
well, as long as they're doing 2 nights of WrestleMania and one gender class.
You have 2
Of
Royal
Royal
Rumbles and you have
Rumbles.
2 nights of WrestleMania. Why not? That's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do.
You want to put the
I just-
storyline titles
I just
on?
sent $5
As much as
to
I agree
the
that
swear jar.
I
for swearing.
let me be clear about something here. I agree with your argument. Your argument is
No
sound.
swearing.
Okay.
The Royal Rumble winner should main event. But the
Okay.
problem is you also need to give them a damn story. And right now, Sasha and Bianca's story is, I'm better than you.
Okay. Okay.
And if that's all we got for WrestleMania,
Hey, I got a question.
damn,
I got a question.
Damn.
Sasha Banks ever won a Royal Rumble?
no.
Bianca has. She is better.
To be fair,
Anyways,
Sasha Banks.
I can't wait for
and
this. Do you see this?
Asuka.
I'm changing the subject. You see this on
Mighty
Disney
Ducks
Plus?
show?
The Mighty Duck Show?
Yeah.
Woohoo! I'm so
I was
Disney
just
Plus
gonna
has been
throw
on
a
fire
weird-
right now.
I haven't
just
watched
a
any
weird
Winter
statistic
Soldier.
for
I
you.
haven't tried that yet.
Sasha Banks and Asuka have never won at WrestleMania.
Good.
Asuka defended and
Great.
lost the women's tag titles last year.
Guess what? Sasha's gonna keep that streak alive.
Sasha was in on the part.
She's gonna be like the Undertaker, 0-21 at WrestleMania.
Is she though? I'm 50-50 on this match.
So am I, kind of. I don't know who they're
Because
going to
I
give it
don't
to.
know if you take
Okay.
the title off of Sasha yet.
Back to Fastlane, and then we can talk about the upcomings of WrestleMania. So before the show, before WWE Fastlane, before the show last week, we had the score was I had 9.
Jeff said, "What about the time where the Undertaker won the Royal Rumble, but his match was in the middle of the WrestleMania, not the main event,
That was 23.
That was probably because Undertaker wanted to go home.
which he should be allowed."
Exactly, do whatever he wants.
Taker's like,
Speaking,
I would like to be the number one
let's do what you
matchup.
gotta do.
Okay, real quick. Before WWE Fastlane and the show last week, before we even made these picks, the score was 9-11 from Paulie and 12 from Dean. Last week we had a SmackDown special point that was a +1. Edge won. Me and Paulie got the point for that, so that tied it up.
Which meant all I had to do was beat,
All he had to do was beat Dean.
which I think I did.
At the final score, it is tied.
What?
What do you mean, what?
How? The only match that I picked wrong,
Braun won, Paulie.
that's your bombshell.
That's not my bombshell.
That's how you tried to
That's
screw me.
not the
With
bombshell.
Braun.
That's
That
not
match
the
doesn't
bombshell.
count because that match didn't exist.
That's not the bombshell. Shane picked a proxy. That match counts.
That doesn't count.
Shane has basically been at Elias's side since this happened, running around.
I'm still wondering why Elias is so stupid as to get in bed with Braun again when
Okay,
he got beaten
I-
down.
I-
and
I
he
hate-
got
I
beaten down
hate
with a freaking
I
base.
hate to do this to you. Champ, does it count?
Counts.
Sorry, Paul.
You're
Okay.
a disgusting champion, and
Say what you will.
I am holding this
Okay.
show and this title is
Since-
now in protest.
Since the inception,
Every other time that we've had anything
Since
like this,
the-
we called it
since-
audible in the chat.
since-
Have we not?
since the inception,
Protest.
since the
I didn't
inception
watch it live, so how I was supposed to know what's going to happen?
Protest.
Exactly, and that look. Go ahead and protest. Here, I'll debate
Get
your
Jeff.
protest right now. No, I'm gonna debate his protest right now, and that's fine. Paulie, we don't know when you can and can't watch the show live. So if something like that happens, I can't text you about it. You don't want us to post in the wrestling chat.
Because you don't want spoilers.
Dean messages me and on Sunday night and tells me, I'm at work. Tell me what happened, though. Let me know. Keep me informed. And I basically go on play by play and tell Dean what happened on the show. I can't do that for you.
So you're punishing me because
I'm not
I don't
punishing you.
have the ability to watch.
I'm
live.
not punishing you. I actually came up with a comeback way to break the tie.
Is this the bombshell?
This is the bombshell.
Jesus Christ.
Since the inception of Running the Ropes, every time.
Which in 10 episodes is going to be the 1 year, 50 episode.
What? You should have hit the button right there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Since the inception of Running the Ropes, every time the UFC heavyweight champion of the world has fought, we have picked the winner. This week, it just so happens that they will be picking for the title. And this Paulie,
Pick will be for the...
this Paulie will not be. This is part of the bombshell. This is the other part of the bombshell. Okay, this actually might work in your favor, and this is how I made it fair. In my hand, I hold a 2020 quarter from Salt River Bay. I'm going to flip it up in the air. The champ gets to call it in the air. If the champ gets the call wrong, you get to pick first. So you can pick Stipe or Ngannou. And I'll be honest with you, and CEO Jeff's behind me, but he can attest. Jeff, this match can go either way. Ngannou can knock Stipe out, correct?
Do you want me to get into this
If
for
you
a
want
second?
to, go ahead.
Francis Ngannou, when he fought Stipe a few years ago, was not ready.
He was
he
not
is
ready.
ready. Fun fact,
See, he might
in
lose.
his last 4 fights, they have lasted a total of like 4
It
minutes.
could go either way.
You know I'm a ride or die Steve, baby.
Hey, I'm still ride or die Stipe.
Okay, so I'm going to stand up.
Steve
I'm going to
is a
stand
bad
up.
man.
I'm going to stand up. Oh.
You're gonna wreck
Bob,
the
what's up,
screen.
brother?
Sorry, I was on the
Thanks for
bottom.
joining in, man.
I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to flip the coin, okay?
Oh,
They planned
shit.
this.
I didn't plan this. I came up with this all
I'm
on
nervous.
my own.
40th
I
episode,
told Dean
and this
about
is their
it.
bombshell.
What you got in my phone?
I told Dean about it. He said it was a good idea. Is it not? There's a tie.
That's fair. I think it's a good.
It's a
idea.
fair. We always pick for Stipe fights.
That's true. And
He's
the points
coming.
count.
His
And the
points
count.
counted. He's from Cleveland. That's how we roll around
Yeah.
here.
We do it.
So
Go ahead.
I'm gonna flip the coin. The champ.
This sucks.
It does suck. It's a tie.
I'm feeling the way your face looks right now.
This is the
I
first
feel that in
tie
the inside.
that we've had at the end of the show, at
Yeah.
the end of a month,
It
and
is.
it just so happened
We've
to be
never
a Stipe.
discussed how we're going to do a tiebreaker,
Exactly,
but this
and
is it.
it just so happened to be a Stipe month.
Whew.
1 point is
Woo.
on the line.
Woo!
Flipping the coin. Call it in the air, champ.
Tails.
It is tails. You see the tree, Paulie? It's tails. Dean gets to pick first. So he can pick Stipe or Ngannou to win. Stipe to retain or Francis Ngannou to become the new champion.
You know what? How about this?
No.
I am perfectly fine with you taking Stipe.
I'm not taking him.
It's
Because
Dean's
at
pick.
the end of the night,
It's Dean's pick to take whoever he wants. He can take.
when Ngannou wins, there will be two.
Oh, he's trying to do the
New
Paulie thing to you. He's
world
trying to do the Paulie thing to you.
champions.
He's trying to do the Paulie thing.
That's what will happen.
Big Rob, what up? I ain't
You know
seen
what?
Rob Dennison in a long time. What up, homie?
No, I'm just going to say this here. You see what's on my damn shirt? You see what city I'm repping? I have a whole tattoo sleeve of my city that I rep. I'm ride or die Stipe. Win or lose, I don't give a damn. Pick me up for Stipe. Lock it up.
All right.
Which means Paulie gets Francis.
It can go either way.
Ngannou.
It can go either way.
Paul, I will say this: having Stipe as your guy is not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing.
He can, dude. Francis Ngannou can knock Stipe out
Hell
in the
yeah,
first
he
round.
could.
No bullshit.
Well, I'm well aware of that.
But I'm rolling with Stipe.
But Cleveland all day, baby.
But this is the last.
Jay Bird said Jedi mind tricks from Paulie. I'm telling you.
This is the last remnant of 2016 in Cleveland. Is Stipe. So when he goes down, that's it. 2016.
No,
is
he
it.
lost the title before. He lost it
He's
and won it
lost
back.
before, but
He lost it and won it back from
he
DC.
He won't get it back again.
This could.
This
Oh
will be
yeah,
it.
probably not. If he loses,
This might
he
be his
probably-
last match.
I can see that too. I mean, GOAT, greatest, 4 in a row, 4 defenders, no heavyweight champion.
Necessarily.
What? What?
Not necessarily. This may not be Stipe's last fight.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, what
no.
he did? He defended the title 4
Oh
times.
yeah. No, yeah.
Most ever. Most title defenses ever for a heavyweight. Most single strikes landed ever for a heavyweight. Stipe. He got records.
Go.
Oh, okay.
So now I have to watch the UFC
So that
fight.
you don't
find
have
out
to.
my
I mean, I'll let you know.
championship.
I'll be watching.
You want play-by-play action? 'Cause you'll
Yeah,
let us know.
I'll let you know. I can get video chat.
Yeah.
I'll be at work.
The fight don't start till like 11:30.
Chat,
I'll be
boy.
at work.
Got the chat,
Yeah.
boy.
Got video chat, boy.
Boy.
I can do this all day. All day.
The bombshell.
The
My
bombshell. From the best in the world.
And now he's doing the Seth Rollins pose circa WrestleMania.
You like that, don't you?
Stupid.
Dean, here's your quarterback. Dean, that was Dean's quarter that he gave me.
Oh, it was Dean Porter
knew that was coming.
that came up
I
tail.
fu-
I was
I
gonna
fu-
flip a nickel. I took all my
I had a-
change out of my car, but
I
I,
had
was
a
gonna
file
flip a nickel.
in my car, and I filed.
I knew one side
George
felt
Washington's
smoother than
forehead.
the other. And one side smelled smoother than the other.
His forehead is not that smooth now. 'Cause
This is
I
all.
only did his forehead. That was the only part. Is his big ass
Take
forehead.
some of the hair off. Gave him a 5 hit.
Yeah.
We pick wrestling. and it's gonna come
Aerodynamics,
down
huh?
to an MMA
We pick
fight.
combat sports.
I don't want to hear a damn peep of you complaining about it right now when you agreed to it every other time. Shut up.
You did agree to it last time that we picked Stipe.
Suck it up,
It is
Buttercup.
not Jedi mind tricks.
You did.
Oh.
You do this.
Mad
so
or
late.
no?
You're so late with that.
No. I wanted to wait.
It's been brewing in his head for a little bit. He's like,
He's
the
like,
audacity. of
Wait,
Jay Bird.
I am
How
Jedi mind
dare
and
you
triggering it.
Call me out on my mind tricks.
I love Jaybird, but that's not right, and you know that.
Defend your title against him. Your women's title.
Well, for one, I'm lucky that I got it back since somebody stole it during the show last week.
Do you remember that DVD, Bum Fights?
Of course I remember bum fights. They were the greatest thing ever.
CKY?
Oh yeah, can't kill
Yes.
yourself.
Those
You're
are
dis-
great. I need to find those.
Kim said you're a disgusting. Quoted you. You're a disgusting champion.
I didn't even say that loud. It was like really down here too.
didn't have
So yes, it does come down.
Champion.
It does come down to the man
disgusting.
from Euclid / Independence, Ohio, defending
Who
his
is a
Unite
volunteer firefighter?
his what is it? What is the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship?
What'd you think it was?
Oh, I was gonna say United for some reason. I don't know why. And then I had a brain fart, and I was like, they haven't called it Ultimate Fighting Championships in probably 10 years. It's just been UFC.
I'm gonna say right now, pride fighting was better.
Well, yeah, that's because you could do more stuff though.
Hell yeah, you can
Look,
soccer
the
kick
heels
people in the
win
face.
on SmackDown. Alpha Club and
More importantly, Apollo Crews
Apollo.
picking up a pinfall victory over Big E, the Intercontinental.
What if they
Champion.
start matching Apollo's gear and they become a 3-way team?
from Nigeria.
Otis is now Nigerian.
What was his name back? Ahmed.
Oh
It was. What
God!
was it? It was the one man gang, right?
Freaking Vince McMahon is sitting somewhere going, "That's such
Good
good
shit."
shit."
Okay.
I seen Sami Zayn tweeted out to Logan Paul saying, "Hey, I just sent you some film stuff from my documentary crew," and he replied back like, "Oh, some interesting stuff. Yeah, I think we're onto something." And then WWE retweeted that with some eyeballs. Dumb, but he's from Cleveland, so whatever.
Before we get going on,
No more celebrities for a while, okay? After Bad Bunny, just kind of
before we get going on the
maybe
recap,
SummerSlam.
did either of you guys get a chance to see Broken Skull sessions with Randy Orton?
I did. It was
That
really
was
good.
awesome.
It was really good.
I learned a lot, and I respect.
I didn't.
I respect Randy Orton
Watch
a lot
it.
more
I believe
now.
Oh, yeah.
I will.
Because
He owned his shit. He's the first one to admit
that is 100%.
Oh,
it.
when they talked about him being suspended and stuff.
No, just like
him
in general,
saying
like
literally,
how he was
I've
handed.
just been in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he's like, I was handed this,
Yeah.
and I'm the first one to admit it. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
And the great thing is,
lot of
he's
things
giving back now.
Yeah.
What was the quote that he had? Ricochet. I'd love to work with that kid. I could teach him so much. Okay, then give him
Growth.
freaking Ricochet.
he's been getting a lot of shit for a long time, and like you just see the growth in him. Is
You want
I
to give me
love-
Randy
I
Orton
love
versus
Randall.
Ricochet?
It made me
I
love
am
Randall
there
more.
because
I
I know
love
he can
Randall.
make that kid.
I have 14 points, by the way, for the end
Fuck,
of March.
oh, good for you.
So one of
He
you.
went from 9 to 14 in 1 week.
Well, that's. I mean, after Fastlane, I had Fastlane points. I didn't add mine up. I had 4. I finished the month with 14. One of you guys will finish with 18. One of you finished with 19.
Who's it gonna be?
And it will be champion for the month of March.
I'm just gonna
April.
keep going
And then
not talk about
April, the
champions.
defending champion for next month, though, you got a lot of ground to cover. There's going to be points upon points for stake.
Yeah, there's gonna be a shit ton of
April?
points.
Are.
April's
could
going
be
to be
a
I'm about
full.
to make a bombshell.
It could be the
of my
record.
own.
It could be the record.
You ready to
points
drop
for
that
a
right
month.
now? Drop it there, Big
The
Daddy.
championship will be defended twice in April. Because
I don't see how
Takeover
he can't just
is
make that.
2 nights.
He can't just make that decision.
and we will be
without
making those picks
okaying
live
us.
next week. And then WrestleMania will be where we crown the first ever
Rope break.
rope break, which means the champion will be at a severe disadvantage the rest of that month. So whoever wins out of us needs to be a fighting
You
champion.
see, I didn't even add me in that. He was like, "So whoever wins out of us."
He just assumed you're not so
I'm
well.
talking about next week.
The disrespect.
I'm talking
That's
about.
just like earlier when he did a little big joke for me and Jeff.
That's why I was saying the champion coming out of the match between us defends at WrestleMania, and then whoever wins that will then defend all the way back to the end of the month. Because
Okay, so
WrestleMania.
I feel like
is-
you.
So what you're saying is, whoever wins the title next week, because the Stipe fight's gonna be on.
Is the rope
Stipe
break going to be a
fights
monthly
tomorrow.
thing? Is the rope break a monthly thing?
No,
It's a quarterly thing.
Okay.
It's Royal Rumble,
It's a SummerSlam.
WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
and this is
Fair.
it.
Okay.
It's a big boy.
So you can use it
Oh,
anytime.
Money in the Bank and Money in the Bank because
Why not?
it's where it's come from.
Yeah.
So that is my proposal. Because this
Hold on,
month is
what
so big.
proposal? I don't understand the proposal. So
First he
so-
said a bombshell like it was already set in
Right.
stone. And he's like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
right.
I didn't discuss this with anybody.
yeah, right.
You didn't discuss the other thing with anybody.
I
You-
actually did.
You
There's
came up
3
with
of
a
us.
damn quarter and went like, yeah.
There's
yeah,
3
yeah,
of
we
us.
got the
I
quarter.
gave Dean my idea. I don't know, Tuesday night.
Fighting champion, what say you, sir?
What say you, sir?
Okay, so what you're proposing, Paulie, is that
I know there's a 50-50 chance I'm about to lose this opportunity.
what are you talking about? What's going on right now?
So I'm putting
He's doing Steiner math.
No. I'm not that stupid.
I know.
you
said-
got a 30% chance of beating me, and that's 33.3% chance of beating you.
Jay Bird, the rope break is a briefcase that I created Well,
It's pretty much Money in the Bank,
yeah,
Jaybird.
it's our version of the money.
Yes,
in
You're
the
a
bank.
fighting
it is
champion.
called the rope
course.
break. It
So
is
you're
a
going to
silver
defend the
case. I'll send you a
championship at
picture.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll
Okay.
defend it wherever.
Okay, so what you're saying is that
Is there anything after WrestleMania? WrestleMania is the last event, right?
this is
We
the
will
way
have Rebellion.
this is the way that
So
I took
Rebellion
it.
will determine
Yeah.
the new champion.
No,
Not WrestleMania.
this is the way I took it. This is the way I
WrestleMania
took
will
it.
determine the rope break winner.
No. Check it out. Listen, this is what I took out of what Paulie just said. So we're gonna win a champion next show. A new champion on our show will be crowned.
It's in my car. I
We
can
will
look at it real
also
quick.
be picking for Stand and Deliver,
Yes.
right? And then we will be coming back the next Friday to pick for WrestleMania.
And NXT UK Prelude.
What Paulie makes me, what it sounds like, is that after Stand and Deliver, the next show before we pick for Mania, Paulie wants a title change. So whoever wins for Stand and Deliver wins the belt.
Oh yeah, that ain't happening. It's the end of the month, just like everything, every other month.
No. What I'm suggesting is
I'm so confused.
you get all the way through WrestleMania.
But Rebellion's the last pay-per-view of the month, so
There's
F
going
that.
to be another pay-per-view somewhere in there from WWE. They always throw another
the
one.
end of
At
April.
the end of April? I don't think
At
so.
one point, they threw Backlash in there at the end of April.
It might be.
It's going to happen.
That was
Just
true.
to get it
Wasn't
back-
the
just to
the
get it-
following week?
But the Rebellion
I
pay-per-view
remember that,
is also
yeah.
going to
just
be...
to
That
get
was
it,
dumb.
just to get it back at the end of the month, so they could wait a month again.
Yeah, that was
The
dumb.
Rebellion pay-per-view
forgot
is
about
going
that.
to
Impact,
be
or is that Impact
title
AEW?
for title, cross-branded across multiple brands. So
Yep.
it's going to be its own separate standalone thing.
No, we're
I'm saying WrestleMania is where we end our year, quote-unquote, our championship year, and we start anew with Rebellion.
Oh, so like Rebellion will whoever wins the championship.
WrestleMania is special.
So right now, Dean is a 3-time champion. You are a 2-time champion. I am a 1-time champion. So what Paulie's saying is
anything that happens after WrestleMania goes on the next month.
yes,
Okay, I'm down with that.
okay.
I'm done
So
with
then it'll be a month and a half, is what you're saying?
essentially.
We'll do the half of April and May. At the end of May, we crown a new champion.
if anything happens after WrestleMania in April, then that goes towards May's points.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, that's fine.
WrestleMania's got to be big.
Yeah. So we get the rope break winner and a new champion at the end of
And a
WrestleMania.
brand new champion.
And then if Rebellion and Backlash happens again, well, Rebellion is happening, but if Backlash happens too, whatever the points are for
They
Rebellion
just
and
start a
Backlash
new.
goes
They
towards
start
the,
a new
yeah,
point
that's
system.
our new fiscal year basically.
Got it. Our
Yeah, it's
our
champion.
AEW record refreshes 0-0.
Essentially.
Okay, got it. Just making sure. Yeah, Jaybird, the rope break is a case that Dean got.
He's like, I
Where'd
got
you-
these
where'd you-
at my effers.
Where'd you get it from?
MFers, huh?
Where'd you get it from? The metal case, the rope break.
Oh, I
case.
bought it on eBay from
Nice.
somebody.
It looks like a
It
brief-
looked like it came from
Yeah,
somebody.
it looks like a briefcase.
want me to
It's
go
a
get
little
it?
metal. Yeah, go
I'll go
grab
get
it.
it.
Go grab it real quick. That's not a bad. That's not a bad. Have we decided how we're gonna win the rope break yet?
Not yet. We'll
Okay.
discuss it later on.
Okay.
Um,
We always say that. We never do.
I know. We will tonight, though, because we got to do Uno. If you get a chance, you definitely should try to see that Randy Orton.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Fantastic.
I told you I pulled a Paulie this week and I watched everything yesterday.
Yes, I don't know how you pulled that off. Such a.
Plus, I was playing Mortal Kombat on my Switch.
See, I can't do. I can't multitask like that.
I love my
but,
Switch, Paulie.
Um,
That's because when they're just talking, I watch the wrestling match. What I need to watch them stand in the ring and cut a promo.
well, for one of the most interesting things to come out of this was that they started taking shots of Jack
Oh yeah.
from the bottle
Yep.
that Taker started.
Oh really?
So Randy Orton finished the bottle that Taker started.
Yeah.
There have only been 2 people who have done shots with Stone Cold on that podcast. And those are the right people.
Yeah.
Because say what you will about Randy Orton,
It's so cool.
it was such a revealing, like, he's a genuinely interesting human being.
You hit
This.
You hit your screen.
Oh, did I?
You did.
I did.
It's okay.
But this,
This Jaybird is the rope break.
yes.
It is our running the ropes cash in for
Got the
your
beautiful money
champion
on each side.
for your championship shot. We haven't decided, and like I said, I feel like the running the rope. However, we decide to win the rope break, that's a team effort. But in
Thank
my
you, dude.
opinion,
I made that all by hand.
in my opinion, whoever is the owner of the rope break should decide how they challenge.
I agree.
I should, and I'm not saying Paulie. I'm not saying it should be like I challenge Paulie to a wrestling match for real, but like,
Well, no,
if I want to challenge Paulie to a game of Madden and Paulie's the champion and I'm holding the rope break and I challenge because I know Paulie sucks at Madden and I challenge Paulie to a game of Madden and I beat you at said game of Madden, champ.
You guys swap points.
Ooh. No. I think it should be champ.
It's something we need to discuss off the.
Yeah.
We'll get there. I think you're onto something.
Jaybird said legit AF. It is pretty legit, dude. I love it. I think it's awesome.
One of the things that I've read that I liked, and if I were booking a wrestling promotion, I would utilize. Moose had an idea for
Jack.
what they were. Well, Impact had this thing called the Grand Champion, and it was a rounds-based system and all this other crazy crap. But he was really good at it.
Yeah.
He suggested a mid-card championship where the champion gets to decide what stipulation the challenger has to compete in.
They don't have a mid card champion, do they?
Who?
Impact.
Impact's got the X division, yeah.
That's cruiserweight, basically.
It's their mid card.
Yeah, that's their
They
mid card.
don't have a TV title?
No. I wish
Have they
did.
ever?
But can you imagine if
Yeah, I
say,
believe
the
so.
Intercontinental Champion could say, "Oh, you want a challenge for my championship? Well, you have to do it in a cage match."
Sorry, dude. My Pokemon game just turned on by accident because I got an egg hatching.
That's my thinking. Is the champion should have some sort of actual advantage rather than, "Oh, yeah, I have to be pinned or submitted." Okay,
I agree.
we've seen that enough. Try something different.
Well, this isn't. I mean, maybe yeah, in real life, sure, but this is the running the ropes rope break. I should be able to cash it in.
Rope bake boy.
And Paulie, you can challenge me to a game of MLB The Show. You'll kick my ass. That's how it works, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to challenge you to a game of WWE 2K. That's all you play. You'll kick my butt.
It's not all I play.
You'll kick my butt. I'll challenge you to a game of WWE Battlegrounds. Bet I'll beat you.
I don't know. I'm about to get Battlegrounds.
I'll throw you into the jaws of the alligator.
Oh, yeah.
I'll jump on the helicopter.
It took me so long to figure that out.
I'll throw you under the car jack.
I'm still waiting for WrestleMania,
All of this sounds
man.
really stupid, by the way.
It's not. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun game.
WrestleMania, I heard, is great.
I've heard great things about Retromania.
The Switch version's still delayed.
Still?
Yeah.
Damn.
Xbox One was just released a few days ago at
And
midnight.
PC, right?
Yeah, PC.
Yeah, Saul got it.
Yeah.
Saul got the Retromania for his Xbox.
All right, guys.
Should be next week.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
tonight?
You're the
Charlie
man with the
Caruso.
notes.
Yeah,
It's
that.
been written off TV and is most likely gone because
What's up with
some
this-
backstage heat.
What's up with this? There's like an
hear about that?
Australian dude.
Actually Irish.
Irish. That's what he is. Because
Which was kind of funny.
he
when
was
they
talking
paired
to
him next
Sheamus.
Sheamus, and I'm sitting here like, these two should be buddies.
No. Yeah, apparently she's had some backstage heat with like Randy Orton and somebody else. I forget. Just Sheamus.
Randy Orton and Sheamus, yeah.
For being
They said
late
she
to
was
promos.
late to promos and late to mic times and
So
stuff like that. I saw that.
They wrote her off, and she's most likely gone.
Yeah.
But she's got to deal with
She's got-
Fox,
Yes. She's got ESPN, too.
ESPN.
doesn't
Yes.
ESPN.
I thought Kayla Braxton did a pretty solid job in the pre-show, kickoff show
Who's
segments that
who's
she was
that
doing.
blonde chick?
Sarah,
Michelle?
Sarah Schreiber. Interesting fact about Sarah Schreiber, she got her start on David Letterman.
Sami
This
Zayn has a giant zit on his nose. Like, it was huge. It was big and red, like they were trying to pop it before he came out. And now Sami Zayn and KO are fighting. Is this what we're going to get at WrestleMania?
Apparently.
I don't want to see this. I've seen this a bajillion times.
Yeah. They need something.
This
else.
is boring.
Fight forever.
This is boring.
No.
We've also
I did
never
not
seen
get to watch
babyface
anything
Kevin
on
Owens versus
AEW
heel
this
Sami
week.
Zayn.
You got what?
Anything big can happen in AEW. I did not get to watch
yes.
AEW.
Yes, this was a really good episode. We'll just jump right in because Britt Baker.
Really good episode.
Britt Baker cut a really solid promo where she basically said, "Tony Khan, you've been looking for legends to approve when you've got the biggest legend right under your nose." Like a money promo from Britt Baker.
I
She
agree.
looked
I
like
saw
a
that,
star.
and she is a star. Last 2 weeks she's killed it. This week and last week with the match with Thunder Rosa.
And speaking
She
on the
did
women's
kill
side
it.
of things, another name that really impressed in AEW this week, Ty Conti. And a lot of people are suggesting that maybe the Performance Center thing has held back a lot of guys.
What do you mean, like the being in the Performance Center?
Yeah, because Ty Conti wasn't anywhere close to this in the Performance Center.
And now she looks amazing.
Now well, think about this. Ty Conti pinned the former AEW Women's World Champion Nyla Rose clean on Dynamite this past Wednesday.
I read.
That
was
is
reading
huge.
And people were congratulating her like crazy on Twitter.
That is huge. She looked like a
I mean,
star.
I agree.
She's a badass.
I will
she's a
I will
badass.
congratulate anybody that beats Nyla Rose.
Like,
She's a joke.
I was
Yeah.
watching her moves and how she, like, you can tell when somebody feels that character, when somebody knows that they are confident in the ring, and you could tell because she was hitting her knee strikes, precision. You could tell the way she was moving. She was confident. That was the character that we've been looking for in the NXT days. Because I liked Ty when she was in NXT. I thought the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu would have Jiu-Jitsu, excuse me, and then the
Jiu-Jitsu.
it's difficult to talk
The
today.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You play Mortal Kombat? Is that your class?
No. But I liked what she did, and now they're going to pair her with the AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida
Hikaru.
to face Nyla Rose and Britt Baker this Wednesday on Dynamite in a tag team match. And
be
right
nice.
now, Ty Conti is the #1 ranked competitor in the women's division.
Oh, she's gonna beat her tag team partner for the title.
I would love that. Although they
they
on the
should have gave it to
fence.
Britt Baker, man.
Baker.
Britt Baker, dude.
Either way,
Baker.
Shida's reign is getting
Britt
to
Baker, bruh. Same in NXT with EO.
Darby Allin defended the TNT Championship.
Derby.
Looked really good.
He always looks good. He is
Sean
good.
Silver looked amazing.
He
is
is
hurt.
amazing.
But he is out 4 to
He got
6
hurt.
weeks with a separated shoulder.
I now want to see a Anna Jay and John Silver's injury thing on BTE. I expect it.
Here was my thought with this.
Do you watch BTE?
No.
I like it.
Sometimes I do.
People are getting a lot of shit because Young Bucks aren't really on there that much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they got bigger things. It became bigger than what it is, but it's
They're
also,
running the business.
Here's
Well, BTE
here's my
is a lot of their
thought.
storytelling.
Here's my thought after
Plays
what
it
happened
into
on
it.
Dynamite this past Wednesday. Make Sting the silent guardian of the Dark Order.
Ooh, purple fate. Purple face paint Sting.
Like just white with purple lines. Like purple and
Tell me
black.
what-
And you don't
gangster.
even have to have him explain it. He just shows up whenever the Dark Order is getting screwed,
If you watch BTE,
bat shot, and boom, he's gone.
Matt Hardy kind of went up to Matt Jackson and was like, looking at him. He brought up the old fact that when Hangman texts him, say you don't want to be friends anymore and whatnot, Matt Hardy sent the text
Yeah.
to try to get him away so he could take advantage and make a bunch of money. And then Matt walked off and he went and he started thinking about Hangman and he went to go like apologize to him. And he hinted that he was going to, but Hangman was partying with Dark Order and they just kind of watched Dark Order party and walked off all sad. And that's where it ended.
By the
So
way,
kinda-
Dynamite ended with the Hardy family office jumping Darby Allin and the Dark Order, and Ty Conti came out, and then Nyla Rose was out there. It was an absolute Pier 6 brawl to end the night.
You know what? The fact that you said Sting, I think if you put Sting and Darby Allin, kind of do a thing with the Dark Order, I think that'd be great.
Dark Order needs a little bit of something to get to that next level, and
Yes.
I think that would be it.
They're basically the minions.
Dude, basically.
They are.
Dude, that's so funny.
Brody Lee was Gru. That's what you cannot tell me that's not based off. That's nail on the head.
Dude, that's
they are the
nail
minions.
on the head because now you have nothing to do with them.
We got nothing left
You've watched the Minions movie by itself?
Yeah.
They went through Dracula. Dracula went off and they were
Frankenstein,
lost. And
they
then they had
don't
the
know what to do.
dinosaur. They need a leader to follow.
They need somebody to follow. And
Now they're on Hangman.
I'm sticking
Bro!
with I'm sticking with my Sting.
that's
thought.
the best take of the night right there. Is the Dark Order is
They're the minions.
The minions in real life.
I love it. Now that I look at it, I love them even more.
So
They even got names like John and Seven.
Their numbers, come on.
I don't know where to go from there.
Exactly. All right, I'll
will
go to
give-
somewhere else with you.
I will give credit where it's due. I'm not a huge Young Bucks fan, but I am a fan of the Lucha Bros. They did a fantastic
I did
job.
see
I wanna
Kenny
see
came
more of
out.
them.
Kenny came out and did his thing, started beating up on everybody,
I know.
I got mustache hairs in my nose over here.
and he kind of threw it up and he said, "This is now or never. Throw
Yes,
it up with me,
that was
or
big.
this is your final shot." And Young Bucks walked off. I did see that. So it looks like they're done. There's gonna be, I imagine there's gonna be
Young Bucks taking the Impact titles from the Good Brothers,
Ken-
double champion. Maybe when Kenny takes Rich's title, because you know that's
BTE,
gonna happen.
BTE.
They're not
I
the
just seen
champs
this.
anymore,
I just
are they?
seen this. Matt Hardy.
Finn Juice is the champion.
Finn Juice is the
All right,
You're
hear me
right,
out.
you're right.
Kenny and the Good Brothers versus Hangman and the Young Bucks. They just hinted that Matt Jackson was going to go back to Hangman at the end of BTE. They're going to have when's the next pay-per-view? All Out or
Revolution or whatever.
No, it's Double or Nothing at the end of May.
I'm telling you right now, Double or Nothing is going to be Good Brothers and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks and Hangman Page.
I can see that.
I think they're going to have the title on the line somehow. So if they do that,
They're going to introduce six-man tags.
I will say they've been calling all of their 6-man tag matches trios matches recently.
So we're gonna have a trios title.
Trios title.
I like that.
Lucha Underground was the last one. That
I
had
like
trios
the
title.
trios
Me too.
matches where
I do
you
too.
don't have to tag as long as you get thrown out of the ring. You can,
And then somebody else can come in.
I like that style. In fact, if I were running a company,
What was that?
that's
te-
how
what
I'd
was
run
the
tag
team?
matches.
Evilise.
Evilise,
She had a
Son
white
of
dude.
Havoc,
That was the white dude with the red beard, right?
and Angelico.
And Angelico, yeah.
That's
that
your
was
boy.
the squad. That's my boy. I got a sweet Ultimate Warrior figure.
I'm about it.
Paul.
That's
I sent-
awesome.
I sent it to Dean. It's the last Raw.
Oh,
It's the last Raw Ultimate Warrior. Like he's got the Ultimate Warrior mask in his hand and he's in the coat and it's him with the microphone.
I just watched
it's really
the
cool.
Halloween
I'll show it
Havoc
to you.
Warrior versus Hogan match. The debacle that whole pay-per-view was.
That would be my match to go out of that one you sent.
you
the
know,
other
that
day.
might be part of the reason why they haven't tried to bring Halloween Havoc back on the WWE side of things and just on the NXT side of things.
How sour it ended.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Today, isn't it today? Wasn't today? Is it today?
I've got a history
It is
lesson
today.
later.
Okay.
Whew.
Okay.
Don't have a whole lot of content in there, so you.
I don't know if you
That could've
guys,
been
if people
bad.
were watching, if you guys seen earlier, was it 2 days ago? Undertaker announced on the bump that Kane would be inducted to the Hall of Fame, and the emotion that you seen in Kane's
He was
face.
like, "Are you shitting me?"
Yeah, he was trying not to cry. Then you could tell the Undertaker was kind of getting there too. Like, man, don't cry because you're gonna make me get it.
But
It-
man,
it punched me right in the
But we're
feels,
burying
man.
the lead here because the great Khali is going into the Hall of Fame.
Come on, man.
Even I couldn't do that.
Who
with
else
straight
got
face.
inducted? Somebody else. Eric
Batista
Bischoff.
was-
Eric Bischoff.
And then Batista said, "Wait
Yeah.
till next year or whatever, because he wants to do it properly."
So
Which
the
is
current
fine.
class of
Molly
2021
Holly.
is Molly Holly, Eric Bischoff, Kane, and the great Khali.
And the people that didn't get inducted last year.
2 separate classes. They're going to be inducted as 2 separate
Well,
classes.
that's
Class of
fine, but they
2020,
didn't
class of
do it. They
2021.
didn't do one last year. So
Who was
class
that?
of
That's your NW.
NWO was last year, baby.
As of right now, we don't have a headliner for the class of 2021. I guess
Yeah.
technically you could say Kane,
Kane.
but that would be a bit rough.
The only way Kane is the headliner, though, and look, I wanted to talk about this because I had this in my thoughts about. What we
I
were
wish
talking about
WWE did like how the Hall of Fame pro football does, where you get the head.
tonight. Like a bust.
Yeah.
Who?
If they did, would Kane have the old mask on? Or would you put the chinless mask?
I'd put the whole mask.
I'd put the old mask too.
I would go retro.
Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, my kids text me.
The one thing about the Hall of Fame, and this is why I'm
I wish they had a physical Hall of Fame.
the great Khali going into the Hall of Fame. By the way,
They
come
should.
on.
Why the hell is that not a thing?
Because it is a difficult
Liability.
challenge to upkeep and maintain.
How?
There's a reason why every WWE entity has failed without exception, except for the company itself.
Excuse me.
Why?
They were going to do this, and they started to do this with WWF New York, and they couldn't keep it running.
That was a bad location.
Was it? It was Times Square in New York City.
It was a restaurant.
Yeah, but they also had
I mean, they had Sunday Night Heat there and stuff like that, but I don't think it was all that great.
WWF New York.
Yeah.
It made it into the video games, dude.
No, I mean, like, as far as the Hall of Fame, like, that'd be a shitty area for a Hall of Fame.
Well, the Hall of Fame is.
I mean, for the traffic wise, yes, I can see that, but for the upkeep, no. I want like
Hall of Fame stuff, though. For me,
you wouldn't want to go and see like relics.
Oh, I'd love to go see relics,
Like,
but
that'd be cool. Like, how
that's
the
not a
Pro
Hall
Football
of Fame.
is.
That's just going to see relics.
And if they would have a ring in there. Maybe they'd have a special pay per view that's always at the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? That would be so cool.
But where would you put it? Because I would not put that in Florida.
No, you wouldn't put it in
Connecticut. That's where you put the WWE Hall of Fame, sadly. And I know that's not. I know that's Boston.
You
Do you
build
want
a
to put
small
it?
arena like the NXT size arena, have a ring in there, and you hold a yearly special pay per view there for a
Dude,
Hall
it
of Fame.
doesn't have to be nothing special, and it's not like.
Do you have the Hall of Famers have one last match?
No.
Well, no. You don't get in the ring. It's not like
It's
you
just
get
like the
in-
Pro
yeah,
Football Hall of
yeah,
Fame
yeah.
game.
It's just
It's
like
like the
Pro
Hall of
Fo-
Fame game.
It's like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you've ever been, have you never been to Hall of Fame? Rock
Quite a
and
few
Roll.
times.
Yeah, you just
I'm
walk
just
through, and there's a path to walk through, and you go through, and sure, you can even separate it by era, golden era.
Oh, I'm talking about them having like an event to promote it each year, kind of like how they have the Pro Football Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
Where they pick two random teams or whatever. Just have like a small pay per view, like a Fastlane, but have it at the name it something to go with the Hall of Fame, and have it there to kind of promotes it.
What would you call the Hall of Fame wrestling
Go check out a pay per
show?
view, then walk through and see old relics of your.
The
former
Hall of Fame
heroes.
Invitational.
It's
You
Vince.
could-
It's
I-
Vince. It's got to have a catchy name.
No, I understand that, but you could give it some stupid cup like they give everything else. You know, you get a trophy cup, the Hall of Fame Invitational.
You can.
I
you
know
can-
that's a dumb
you
name,
can
but still.
You can have a Christmas pay-per-view there.
Deck the halls.
Deck the halls at the WWE Hall of Fame or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, and then that
Would
way
I
you
like
could
to
have because
see-
I'd love
Great
to see.
halls of fire.
I'd love to see the Ultimate Warrior statue,
Vince.
the Andre the Giant,
You know what I'm saying?
the
Like, that'd be
bronze
cool.
statue. They got to be really
That'd be
cool,
awesome
man.
to
That'd
go
be
there.
really cool to
Just
see.
walk
that
through
guy.
like,
They
oh my
have
God,
those.
this is the.
You can actually see those
But-
if you go into the WWE headquarters.
Headquarters.
At Stanford.
But what point am I going to the WWE headquarters for? I'm going to walk in, the front desk lady's going to look at me like, what are you here for? You got a meeting? And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I came to see the Ultimate Warrior bust. I'm a real big fan. She's going to look at me
Yeah.
like I'm an idiot.
I mean, I would think a lot of
Charge people $20
do
just to
that.
get in and go look. I'd pay that all day long.
All day.
All day. I'd pay $50.
But you also have to keep in mind all of those relics that you were talking about regularly make the trek to WrestleMania for fan access.
I'd pay it all day.
Okay.
We haven't had that in 2 years.
The NFL Hall of Fame does that.
Sometimes.
Okay. You mean they got WWE has money just like them? Quit being a bunch of cheap asses. Don't tell me it's not hard to
Quit
upkeep.
being
You got the
cheap.
money to have it happen.
Vince. It's Vince. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, he does
The
it. Hall
revenue
of
you're
Fame.
gonna the revenue you're gonna bring in from that is.
And
gonna
here's the other thing. You're talking about the Hall of Fame like it's an honor.
It should be.
You're
You
Vince
just get a ring
McMahon's-
and then they
you're-
don't do anything. To
You're
Dude,
Vince
the-
McMahon's lapdog.
The WWE Hall of Fame
It's a joke.
is presidential, buddy.
Is a joke.
It's a
Drew
joke.
Carey's in the Hall of Fame.
Coco beware.
The rings.
Snoop Dogg.
The rings are even shitty if we're being honest.
Kid Rock.
My class ring from high school looks way better than the WWE Hall of Fame rings.
The
Pretty
black
sure they're
ring.
both made by Jostens, though.
They need to do-
Jostens. I haven't heard
It looks
that in a
like
while.
a blind person had some like black whatever and just kind of like
Some black whatever.
poured it in there and it hardened.
And we're live.
They had some black whatever.
Blindfold me and let me do it. I'll make the rings.
We talked about this earlier
This
in
looks
the
terribly
show.
made.
Is the Hurt Business imploding?
It seems like they are. The way that MVP and Bobby Lashley treated Cedric and Shelton on Monday night after they lost the titles last week. And then the way that Bobby Lashley kind of went into the locker room and looked at all the people who you never see that all they do is chase R-Truth around for the 24/7 title.
Which why the hell is Ricochet part of that group? I'm sorry. I am here for Ricochet. That dude is so freaking talented, and you're putting him on main event and letting him rot.
I mean, maybe he doesn't
Send
care,
him back
though.
to NXT.
Maybe he doesn't care, though, dude. Maybe he did his time, in which he did.
Alistair
He
Black
did.
tweeted out the Andrade thanking him and everything, and what Andrade replied back saying, "Your time's coming, Tommy End." I was like, "Yes."
Andrade's
please.
going to lead a charge out of there.
Good.
It's going to be bad.
Well, like I said, I agree with Dean that they kicked Charlotte off. They said you can't be on WrestleMania. We'll let your boyfriend go
There is that rumor
because
I
she
don't know if how true
she
that is.
threatened to walk. She was like, "I'll leave."
Well, let's
Good
talk
for her.
about.
If that's true, good for
If
her.
that's
to stand
true,
up for
good
men.
for her for standing up for her man for sure. Because that's a good quality for. I mean,
Well,
in my
speaking of
in my
WrestleMania,
opinion.
Both sides.
You're
Let's
supposed-
talk
a
about
woman is
something-
supposed to stand up for her man.
You stick up for your other half.
Speaking of WrestleMania, let's talk about possibly one of the more controversial decisions.
Jeff, are you
WWE's made.
serious?
What do you say,
Why is Bad Bunny on the WrestleMania poster?
bro?
Oscar De La Hoya's come back to fight.
He's been training, bro. He's about to
He's
whoop.
had exactly 0 matches.
He's
And
about
he
to-
is on the WrestleMania poster.
He's about to whoop the Miz's ass, bro.
This is
You know we will.
awful.
Dude, and I
the
hate
end of
I
the
hate
day,
to say this as a wrestling fan. I hate to say this because he's not a wrestler. He's a reggaeton performer. He sells, bro.
At the end of the day,
He's money. People
When
are gonna
I've been
tune
backing
into
Bad Bunny,
WrestleMania
it's
to
been-
see Bad Bunny.
This is like Mike Tyson.
well,
Yep.
when I was
Back in the
backing
day.
Bad Bunny, I was telling you guys, Damian Priest is going to get that WrestleMania moment.
And it's not. It's
This
Bad
dude
Bunny.
is
got
a
a man.
wrestling fan. He probably is like,
He
no,
needs
put
a
me a
win.
one-on-one match. I got this.
He needs a win at WrestleMania. Bad Bunny does not. Bad Bunny will gain nothing from that.
Bad Bunny just won a Grammy.
Look at
He
Tyson
don't need a
Fury.
WrestleMania win.
What happened with Tyson Fury? It's the same thing. It's a money grab, man.
You can go back
Whatever
to
happened to
WrestleMania 24 and freaking
They're supposed to have another match. with
Floyd
Tyson.
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather beating up Big Show.
Although, to Mayweather's credit, he did put in the work and had a hell of a match
I
with
mean,
Big Show.
he punched Big Show in the mouth pretty
How do you
hard.
know that Bad Bunny's not putting in the work?
Yeah, you don't.
I don't, but I don't
Especially if
think he is-
Damian Priest is training.
I
him.
don't think he's deserving of being in a spot that
I-
so many people covet.
Well, I agree with that.
I think there are better options.
But
I'd rather have Damian Priest versus
I'd
The Miz.
I'm a businessman,
I'd rather have Paul versus Bad Bunny than Bad Bunny versus The Miz.
Yeah.
I would love to see you fight Bad Bunny
Yeah, I can take Bad Bunny.
I'd
with his little hair
I would actually
poofters.
rather
Yeah, I'd
be.
pull him by his hair.
No.
His little hair
I was
poofters.
gonna say
I work
John-
heel.
John Morrison, but
I want to see you fight Otis.
I'll fight Otis.
Oh yeah!
I'll do right back. Oh yeah, I'll worm him. We'll do a worm duel.
So we had a match on Raw between two former WWE champions.
Say that one more time.
WWE.
I like how he says it.
WWE.
WWE.
Do you guys not say the letter W correctly?
You sound like Kurt Angle.
W.
That's not.
It's a W.
W.
That's not.
WCW.
Two former champions who have either defended or won their championship at WrestleMania went one-on-one, and we didn't know about it until the match started. AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston. Did that match deserve a bit more promotion?
Of course it did. But let's talk about that because I've had that in my match. That match in my notes. You know what the best thing about that match was? You know the best thing. The best thing about the whole AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston match. Xavier Woods playing AJ's TNA theme song on his trombone.
Did he? I didn't catch that.
Somebody saw it on Twitter, and I didn't catch it either until I saw it. And they posted it when AJ was about to do the phenomenal forearm. He jumped, and Xavier started playing it, and he started singing. And then they cut it, and then right after came AJ's TNA song, and it was on. And I was like, oh, that's funny.
That's cool.
Well, Woods and
They worked
AJ
together.
were in TNA together.
Exactly.
Consequences Creed was actually a former tag team champion, I think. Down in Impact.
He used to wear the American flag gear.
Well, he was
Apollo Creed.
Consequences Creed.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how he got to WWE, was because he was teamed with R-Truth back then as Truth and Consequences.
What a great name.
Couldn't call
love
him Truth and
R-Truth.
Consequences on the main
I
roster,
love
though.
R-Truth, man.
51
Do you think
times.
R-Truth should be a WWE Hall of Famer?
Wait,
Wait,
100%.
Is R-Truth the first person to
K
ever
Quick.
win a championship during a commercial?
remember when he
Probably.
was K-Quick?
Yeah,
Because
I do.
he won the 24/7 championship
During a break.
during a commercial.
Yes.
And
Who did
if
he
that
run with
commercial
when he was
break runs
K-Quick?
again, does he win and lose
Was
the
he with Too
championship
Cool?
again?
He came out. He'd come out with them. He just did K Quick for a while. Just
So, like,
maybe
legitimately, if
Intercontinental run.
WWE plays that commercial over, does he lose the belt again and pick it back up again?
Probably.
So he would become like a 75-time
Dude,
champion.
he's gonna
Make
win
it
it
happen.
100 times. He's gonna be the first triple time, 3-number winner, 3-digit
Good Lord.
title, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it, too. That dude is so entertaining.
Look at Natty.
What
Natty.
are your thoughts
Look at
on
Natty.
the Raw Women's Championship match for WrestleMania?
All about it.
I'm all about it. I love Rhea, and I love that Rhea came out and was like, Charlotte's got
Listen,
COVID.
Listen, I said something on Twitter about this.
Paulie would love
And
my
the
Siri, by the way,
IWC,
my
I
Siri.
seen the same people
Siri's
over and
Irish.
over complain about Charlotte versus Asuka, and then complaining that Rhea is there with Asuka now.
I've seen that too, and I don't get it.
Why? Like, I'm not comparing Charlotte and Rhea by any means, but what the hell makes you happy then? Because who else would you rather see?
You know what happened? What light
I want
bulb went off
Charlotte
in my
versus
head?
Bailey at the WrestleMania.
At the Hall of Fame Invitational?
Yes.
Lord.
Lock it up.
It goes back to that, and I don't want to digress it, but back to the Randy Orton interview. He was talking about that match that he had with Undertaker, his debut match, and Taker going back and saying to Vince, after getting the riot act read to him by Vince McMahon for giving him too much offense, Taker goes, "We're here to make stars. Isn't that our job?"
Yeah.
How much bigger of a star is Rhea going to be when she pins Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania in the building that
Uh-oh,
she was
bank
supposed
statement.
to defend?
Backstabber. I thought she was going to bang statement.
And let's not forget,
Should've good.
change the narrative here. That's the same building that Rhea Ripley was supposed to defend the NXT Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair last year and got ruined that opportunity.
It did.
She gets a chance at redemption that not many people get, even in story. And this needs a happy ending. Rhea needs to go in there, and then she needs to absolutely destroy Asuka and turn heel. She needs to beat her so decisively.
No, I agree.
that
She needs to go in here.
turns.
She needs to go in here and just smash Asuka.
Yeah.
Just smash
I
her.
want it to be a squash.
Like, I don't even want it to be a squash. What I want to happen, Asuka's out there.
I'm just excited that Asuka's defending the damn title.
Definitely. Asuka's
Give
out
it
there.
offer.
Rhea comes out with a chair and just beats the hell out of her.
Ooh.
Imagine that. Turn Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
I'd like that.
Just
I'd be
have
down
her
for that.
beat the hell out of Asuka with a chair, pick her up, look at the referee, and say, "Ring the damn bell."
I'm down
Boom,
for that.
Riptide, we're done here.
I am down for that.
I'm
Sign me up, good man.
give me story that makes sense. So far, you've given me something with Asuka versus
Sorry,
Rhea.
I'm watching head of the table over here.
That's why the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair stuff, I'm like, okay, but it's not a main event worthy match. No offense to those two. If anybody should be
You
championing,
gotta put a
Real
girl in there.
quick. Roman and Edge walked into Roman's break room back here, and he said Daniel Bryan's trying to steal our spotlight. He did the same thing in 2014. Now, if you got the pull to do something, if I beat him, if he's involved. So it sounds like they're going to have a match, Edge versus Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan wins, he's inserted into the match at WrestleMania.
see, this is where I was going to go with this. If I were booking this WrestleMania,
Man.
I would not have Daniel Bryan win the title. I would not have him physically in the match. I would flip the script, turn the tables, and make him the special guest referee for that match. Basically, take what you did at Fastlane, flip the script a little bit, but enhance it. Because then Daniel Bryan can be the one to count the pinfall on Roman Reigns, giving Edge the win, and then Roman can whine and bitch and complain and say, well, it wasn't an actual referee, so I didn't actually lose the title. And then you can keep both of those guys hot so that you can do whatever it is you're going to do on it.
Yeah,
Do you think this
I can
is
go.
Daniel Bryan's final WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I do actually. Which is why I say give
He
him the
done
title.
said this is the last run.
Well, here's a thought that
He got 2 babies now.
2 babies.
we touched on this.
It's
and
hard
Two
having-
Bella babies.
It's hard having 1 baby.
we touched on
He got
this
2
a little
Bella
bit.
babies.
We touched on this
Bella
a little bit.
babies.
We don't have a headliner for this class of WrestleMania, or for the Hall of Fame.
They already messed up and put him on
I think
there.
it's Daniel Bryan, and I think they're waiting until he gets into this match to announce it.
Huh.
Because they did mess up. I saw that it was all over Twitter. They messed up.
That is not
and
something
said Daniel
that just
Bryan.
accidentally gets
Yeah,
posted.
that had a whole category, bro.
'Cause-
That said the best of Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan Hall of Fame 2021.
I'll do you one
They said
better.
that?
Oh yeah,
I'll do you one better. That category shouldn't have ever existed.
agreed.
Because by the time that announcement would have been made, they don't have the WWE Network anymore.
Agreed.
Peacock will be handling that crap. So
Peacock
that variation of the network won't exist anymore.
pile driver.
So there's no reason for that to have ever been created unless it was always planned
Yeah.
and something changed that from happening.
Pile driver.
I think the plan was to put Daniel Bryan into a main event match that wasn't for the title. But once they realized he was going to be in his final WrestleMania,
There's like, let's give
Vince
him a
said
title.
we've got to put him in the match. He's not going to win the title because nobody wins the title on their way out the door. But
See, that's my favorite
can
though.
tell a
That's my
great story.
favorite. Like I don't like that. I don't like when Edge had to give a title up. When he had to give the title up because you get hurt, or when Finn had to give up the first Universal titles because he got hurt. I didn't like that. But if you win, like Kurt Angle. Look, we all know End of Days and the story behind the protection. Do I think Kurt Angle should have beat Baron Corbin in his
100%.
last match? 110%. No way in your last match should you lose.
oh, let's be honest here. His
Daniel
last
Bryan-
match should have been against John Cena.
Daniel Bryan wins the title at WrestleMania, comes out on SmackDown, says I'm retiring. Here's your belt. Y'all can fight for it now. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Listen, I've stated this several times in the show. I'm not a fan of Daniel Bryan. Like of his in-ring work, yes. Character, no. I don't
no,
care for his character.
I'm the best
I
Daniel.
never
I
have.
mean, the yes movement. The
Dude
yes.
is an amazing wrestler.
100,
amazing.
one of the best.
Brian Danielson is a great wrestler.
I was thinking about this at work.
I did
the
like
other
him in
day.
Ring of Honor. I'll admit that. But his character in WWE this whole time, I'd never gotten behind it.
I hated the hippie character, the Earth
Yeah.
Power character.
Fickle.
Yeah,
Fickle.
hated it.
The Earth to the Hemp title.
Yeah, the hem title was cool.
So I was
I
thinking.
wouldn't pay
I'm
$400 for it.
I'm a stoner, but the hem title was cool. Had
So-
turquoise gems on it.
Yeah, that was sweet.
So I was thinking about this at work. I think what happened that pushed this whole thing forward is COVID.
Yeah.
Remember, Daniel Bryan was off TV during the first start of that PC era.
Mm-hmm.
I think he realized while he was out that he'd much rather be at home,
Be at home.
and be a dad. And I think he came
It is
back.
great.
He came back for
It
this
is.
one final run and basically told Vince in probably January or February, hey, this is it. I'm not going to renew my contract. If you're going to extend me for anything, fine, but I'm not going to compete anymore.
Yeah, I'm done
And
here.
I think Vince and Daniel Bryan had a coming to Jesus moment where
Cesaro
they're like,
versus
okay,
Cesaro
this is what we're gonna do.
Cesaro will be losing to Seth Rollins on night 1 of WrestleMania.
Cesaro's winning that match.
Okay.
Braun versus Shane again.
That's so Shane can jump off something big, though.
A pirate ship.
The pirate ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Have you seen the layout for the arena for that?
No.
And Omos
Omos.
will be winning his first title in his debut.
Although he will not be the first person to win the tag team championship in their debut. Do you remember who
What
was
does
the first?
2032 stand for?
No.
That would be Braun Strowman's tag team partner,
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Who is still to this day the youngest person to ever win a heavyweight championship of any kind.
Saturday, we got the WWE Championship.
WrestleMania is going to be so
And then
epic.
that's at Saturday as well, right? Yeah.
See, they should have put the live
Yeah.
graphics in there. Stupid.
I don't know if Jaybird's still watching, but Jaybird, if you are watching, I'm sure you're more than welcome to come to Little Jay's house to watch WrestleMania with us.
Yeah,
Pretty
come
sure
watch
we invited him
WrestleMania
last
with us.
Yeah, Saturday and Sundays.
Officially have Big E versus Apollo Crews confirmed for
Oh,
WrestleMania.
that's
32.
where Apollo wins his title.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm excited for Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. That'll be a
I'm
fun
not.
match. Those two will tear it down.
They'll have a good match.
They got good chemistry. I think it'll be a good
Yeah,
match.
they'll have a good match. What's the story, Paul? There we go.
What I think will be
Here
fun,
we go. The Fiend did look in this burned outfit when he was standing. Did look 10 times
Slimmer.
skinnier.
Yeah, he looks slimmer and taller.
Rhea,
Rhea's so. Yeah.
Such a
she's so pretty.
what a talented
No, she's
individual, and I
I
cannot
was gonna say she's a
wait.
badass.
She's that too.
She is a badass.
They call her the Nightmare, and there is
I love
good
it.
reason. I
I'm so
really
glad
want her to just wreck
Man,
shop.
I was so afraid that they were gonna change her theme.
Oh, so was I.
Do not change that theme. Once you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that, this is.
I forgot Jaybird got a new job. Congratulations, Jaybird.
Yeah, congratulations,
He
brother.
got a job at Ridge Tool, Jaybird
Yes, he did.
That's what's up. Give it a couple months and get me in.
Going back to Raw, though, I did want to throw a little bit. Peyton Royce got her one-on-one matchup with Asuka.
And tore the
Hey, buddy.
house
Hell
down,
yeah.
son. Best match on Raw.
She came out serious,
I forgot these.
determined, and
I forgot these
focused,
dudes were
and
even tag
went
team
on.
titles.
Right? They don't have a match at WrestleMania.
See,
They're going to defend the title against Dominic and Ray.
they need to do something with the tag titles.
I hope not.
That's gonna be the Dominic's first title.
They
I
need-
could definitely
Tag
see
team
that.
title with his dad.
And Ray's last.
We need
he
new
can
titles.
retire
Mhm.
too.
He can retire as his champion with his son.
we need new titles. Make
Oh,
'em gold.
nice
I want 'em
shirt,
gold
buddy.
again.
Look at that cool
I'm with
shirt
you
he's
on
got on though.
Make them gold again.
Not him. His shirt's cool, but not as cool as Dominic's.
So we talked a little bit about.
Dominic's got his real dad on his shirt.
We talked a little bit
He's
about.
His shirt.
He's carrying his dad to the ring on his back.
We talked a little bit about the
Like a
Fiend.
backpack.
What?
Looks like the Toxic Avenger, bro.
What
He's
is
like
that?
Dora the Explorer.
Burnt. I don't know what the suit is, cause like the suit,
That was the thing.
it doesn't look anything like his old attire.
I was looking at it, and
Yeah,
you can
no.
see the gloves. The gloves are
Like
burned.
where'd you get the
You can see
Roman
that.
Reigns shaped shield from, sir?
Yeah.
Like
It doesn't make sense.
the face from here up, dope.
Golden. I love the mask.
Dope.
And like Dean told me, me and Dean were messaging back and forth because again we can't talk to you during the show. It looks like somebody said Dean saw on Twitter or something that the Fiend made the mask himself.
Yes, and the person who actually is behind the mask, Tom Savini,
Yeah, Savini.
who is basically a horror movie.
I already
God.
made Corey Taylor's mask from Slipknot.
He
something
made
like
the
that.
original Fiend mask.
Okay,
So
yeah.
he's basically the guy who's been behind this.
dude's crazy good.
Works with Bray Wyatt to make those things. Look, I don't want this variation of the Fiend, if we have to keep the Fiend, to stay.
I agree.
But that's
You
what,
gotta-
that's what I'm
you gotta
teasing.
You got to
heal
get rid of
him
this.
somehow.
Yeah, he's got to get healed.
And I think
somehow.
that's what's going to happen because you guys,
the symbiote.
yes, he'll heal himself.
He'll
just
spit himself into
he's just
somebody
coming
else.
back right now. Eventually, I think we'll get the real Fiend back.
I still don't
Or
think it's-
Bray Wyatt, like you said, it was
I
not
still don't
Bray
think it's
Wyatt.
Bray.
And then Bray Wyatt will show up in the sweater vest, and then that's where the symbiote reinfects Bray Wyatt.
Man,
that's
I
how
cannot
the
wait for
Fiend
that
comes
next
back.
like when Firefly Funhouse comes back. You hear that song and they're like, oh, They better not even announce it. Just make it
We're really glad that you're
surprise everybody.
friends.
Don't even like, hey, advertise. We got Firefly Funhouse coming up. Just turn the lights off. The theme song comes on. We got a new
I
episode.
mean,
Here
dude,
goes Brandon
it
Sweater.
was super cool when he reached out of the ring and grabbed Randy by the foot.
Yeah.
And then came out and he was just on
Dude, like the arms
burned.
and everything looks
It was
awesome.
cool. He looked
The
sweet.
only thing I don't like is the torso.
Yeah.
That's you can change the torso. Everything else is money. This tag team's dumb.
The Dirty Dogs. It's hard for me to hate Dolph Ziggler.
I know.
I love Dolph. Kenny!
Anything else you guys want to talk about
No.
from Monday
I
Night
got
Raw?
nothing,
I have nothing,
buddy.
We
man.
do have some of the matches officially announced for the specific nights for WrestleMania, and we can get to that in a little bit. But
Got the
Oh,
top
my
5 women's.
Lanta!
what
We'll
was it?
talk about the top 5 women.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can talk about that. Do you want to talk about Impact or NXT at the moment before we get into this?
No, have you
No.
guys seen? If you follow,
Yeah, we're
Impact
not
is
doing
moving
that, Paulie.
to
Thursdays.
Thursday nights.
Is that the biggest thing that happened on Impact?
That's it. Yeah.
There was a little bit of. First off,
That's
there was
it.
a promo that Don Callis and Kenny Omega.
I saw
cut.
that.
It went too long.
Yeah.
Trey looked great. Trey Miguel looked great.
He's looked great since they left.
What do you
but
fight,
he
AC?
had like a little bit of an aggression to him, like a little bit of an edge. He was a little bit.
Oh, like he's a mad pothead.
Well,
I don't
was
like his blonde hair.
almost like Sammy Callahan kind of warped him a bit.
Okay.
And I'm thinking,
And the
why not pair him
and
with
lose the
Sammy
glittery pants.
Callahan?
Lose the glitter pants, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, and he did. He was wearing
did.
like black and silver. I
Good.
think it was.
Lose the glitter pants. Look
I
good.
would like to see Sammy Callahan slowly corrupt him,
That'd be cool.
leading to him winning the world championship.
Trey's
And you
great.
could build that for about a year, right up until Bound for Glory. And then the other big thing of the move to Thursdays for Impact starting April 8th. But next week is a milestone in Impact Wrestling history.
What is it?
James Storm will compete in his 1,000th match under the Impact banner.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people
I
were
just
shocked
seen
by
a
this.
video they posted. I think it might have been yesterday. Of him
That's a
winning the world
lot.
title.
That's a lot.
And what's
Paul.
awesome is they're going to play into the history of it. The person that he has competed against the most, 93 of those 1,000 matches, will be against Eric Young.
Really?
Yes, this
93
goes back.
times.
This goes back to Team Canada for Eric Young and America's Most Wanted in the TNA days for James Storm. So it's kind of cool to see them really come full circle on this, and I think it's going to be a hell of a match because the Cowboy's not going to let this one be a phone-in job. His 1,000th match under the Impact banner. That's incredible.
Well, yeah, but based on he should lose.
Well, he's not leaving, so no.
He should lose.
Plus, Eric Young gains nothing if he beats James Storm. He's beaten him before. At least once in those 93 times, he's going to have beaten him. He's not 0-93.
He might be.
That's
You don't
some
know.
bitch.
You don't know?
They would have said something by now.
Some bitch.
Oh, son bitch. Son bitch pile monkey nuts.
I don't know.
Anything else on Impact? before
Football
we do it?
fans, if you guys were interested, we are doing a huge show for the 2021 draft. You definitely want to check out the Revolution Radio page for that. It's going to be huge.
Thursday, April 29th, I believe.
Also, go back to our page and watch the Jeff Kirby Project show from last night. Great show. You guys got anything
We'll
else?
see who the Steelers fan has us taking in the first round.
Yeah.
Jesus. On the NXT
Dolphins
side
made
of
some
things,
moves today.
Huh?
Dolphins.
The
made some-
Dolphins did trade their first round pick today, I read.
made a lot of moves.
Third overall. Something like that.
Listen,
From 3
To 12.
to 12 and then up to 6.
on the NXT side of things, great line by Kyle O'Reilly during the contract signing.
I wanted to talk about him too because his hair looks stupid.
I sold my soul for the Undisputed Era.
Yep.
And now I want
Want it back. Agreed.
As soon as
It
he
was a
said
good
that,
line.
I
I think
sat down
Adam Cole's
everything. I just went,
little
okay,
thing he went
we're
on was
here.
great.
I was going to say, but Adam Cole's line was just as well because, I mean, look, let's be honest here. Is Kyle O'Reilly a great
I was like,
wrestler?
I
Yes,
don't need
fantastic. Fantastic
Undisputed Era
wrestler.
needed me.
Exactly. But is Kyle O'Reilly a persona by himself?
But what's great about
Nope.
this is
The
you're both
only
giving me
reason-
parts of why either one of these men can win this match.
The
That is
only
what you
reason,
want.
well, that's fine. But the only reason that Kyle O'Reilly is in this position
Bobby
is
Fischer.
because of Adam Cole.
Oh.
Yes. But once you get the ball given to you, you got to take it up and run it. If you are Nick Chubb, you got to take the ball and you got to run it into the end zone.
You don't see Lamborghini commercials.
There you go.
Advertise themselves.
I am excited for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We have a ton of matches that have been teased and announced, including the return of the Gauntlet Eliminator match for night 1.
To face Johnny G on night 2.
And Johnny Gargano with the second best line of the night, asking General Manager William Regal, "Are you cuckoo crazy?"
Who do you think's winning that? Pete Dunne?
I don't know yet. If I were booking it,
Swerve Scott?
Roddy Strong.
No.
Strong needs a push.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
If
He
wins-
needs a mouthpiece first.
If he wins the Battle Royal, then wins the Gauntlet Eliminator, then goes on to Gargano, he's going to lose to Gargano, but he'll have 2 big wins that he can hang his hat on. And
I'm not
build
hating on Roddy, man. The Messiah is a backbreaker.
I am.
But he sucks on the mic.
Well, here,
I've seen cardboard boxes with more charisma.
you want to
Baron Carbon.
get to that point? Because Seth Rollins is basically Roddy Strong from The Shield.
What?
The Shield version of Seth Rollins is Roddy Strong from Undisputed Era. He's a great wrestler. He was a terrible mic guy.
That's fine.
All you need to do is give him time to develop the mic.
I disagree.
And Roddy Strong
mean,
can do
His
that.
voice.
His voice is scratchy. Like, they've given him the microphone.
Seth Rollins' voice makes me want to pull out my ears.
Seth Rollins' voice makes you want to bow down and pray.
I love Seth Rollins' laugh. That evil laugh when he hits it. I love it.
Seth Rollins is freaking amazing.
By the way, I warned you guys that Karrion Kross was a terrible wrestler, and he has injured one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. So now we have sacrificed Oney Lorcan to Karrion Kross in the second half. That happened this past Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We will crown new NXT Tag Team Champions in a triple threat matchup on night 1. It will be MSK versus the GYV versus Legado del Fantasma.
In a ladder match?
No, we've got a ladder match though, playa.
Damn. That would have been awesome because
Who's
I
in
wanted
the
that.
ladder match?
It's going to be courtesy of the Heartbreak Kid himself, Shawn Michaels, Santos Escobar,
Versus
Jordan
Jordan Devlin.
We're going to hang both of the Cruiserweight Championships high above the ring at the CWC.
And we will have a unified
One
cruiserweight match?
Cruiserweight champion.
All right, Dominic's getting beat up by Bobby Roode.
And I love the way that they did the Shawn Michaels thing. He comes out, dances as they're standing there, pulls out a ladder, slides it in. It slides perfectly between them. And he's like,
Yep.
and away he goes.
I like the little stare
That's-
down between him and Adam Cole.
It's so,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
In the back.
Shawn Michaels, if you are listening and you want to come out of retirement and you don't want to have the debacle of Crown Jewel as your final match,
Face your little.
dear
your
God
kid.
in heaven, please face Adam Cole, baby.
They look alike.
You can just super kick each other,
Just over and over and over again.
and then that's the match. And then you both go down dead and count to 10, and we're good because
count out,
it'll
I'm
be
good.
awesome.
Yes.
We know that's not how it'll happen. You'll
Shawn
hit
Michaels
the
taking a
super
stand-up
kick, and then
partner,
boom,
Panama Sunrise. Man.
and then he'll come back off the ropes, and you'll be like, "I'll hit him again."
And he'll do what?
And the next one.
And he'll do that?
It'll go back and forth for like 20 minutes of super kicks, and me and Vic
I,
Joseph will
I
be
have
going,
I have a
"Holy
hot
Christ!"
take. I have a hot take.
And then a pile driver.
I have a
Pile driver.
I have a hot. I have a
That's
hot
not
take.
even my gimmick.
I have a hot take, and then we're getting into the history lesson, and then we can start.
And then the
talking
glass
about,
shatters, and then the whole place goes crazy because the greatest wrestler of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin, comes out and stuns everybody.
One quick thing on that I want to throw on for NXT. Mercedes Martinez is temporarily back with Robert Stonebrand,
just for that night. It seemed like.
but it looks like I would like to see her take control of Aaliyah and make
Yeah.
her more thuggish.
Yeah.
Because
I'm down with that.
Thuggy.
that kind of,
Thuggy too dope.
I think that would work for Aaliyah.
Is that a clown? That's a clown, right?
ICP.
Not to
Yeah.
mention the vignettes you can do on that.
Shaggy too dope.
You'd basically have Mercedes
fuck,
Martinez
Thuggy.
beating the crap out of Aaliyah for like months. And then
You're
all of a
close.
sudden Aaliyah's like, yeah, okay, I get it now.
What's Adam Pearce doing here? Oh, here it is. Here it is. They're gonna. It's about to make it official. Dominic and Ray versus the Dirty Dozen or whatever.
Actually, he's more concerned about the main event of WrestleMania.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I got a hot take
Go for it.
for Stand and Deliver. Best match of the night. Nights. And new NXT UK World Champion.
Tommaso
I
Ciampa.
Tommaso
swear to God,
Ciampa.
I will lose every bit of my shit.
Tommaso Ciampa and Walter are about to have a banger
They are.
of a match. Banger. Like, Walter and Pete Dunne put on a classic. Tommaso Ciampa weighs 40 more pounds than Pete Dunne.
That's the graphic they put up first. Kane is not the first person you announce out of the two of them. Kane is second to him?
You saved the best for last, dude. Were you tripping?
And the dumbass mask.
And they didn't put none of this stuff for Great Khali.
That's because the Great Khali was
Sucks.
one of the worst wrestlers in professional
Oh,
wrestling.
I agree, but
amateur wrestling.
Shut up! You're complaining about that they put
Greco-Roman
Kane at
wrestling.
the end after they gave Khali 5 seconds. They gave Kane 25 and gave him all kinds of accolades from legends. They gotta have bumpers. They put Hillbilly Jim in the damn Hall of Fame. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, don't hate on Hillbilly Jim.
Hey, his speech was way too long.
It's still
For
going,
sure.
actually.
He's still talking.
Did you guys read the news today that Thea Trinidad has signed an agreement with somebody?
We don't know who yet though.
And we don't know much except that it is not AEW.
Well,
not?
that's
It is
weird.
confirmed not to be AEW.
Huh. Is that why Andrade tweeted today that he's already making moves? Screw the 90-day thing.
I don't know, but if she's not with AEW, she's either Impact or Ring of Honor.
Her and Andrade together are money. So
Unless she wanted to go back to CMLL or AAA as well.
Triple A,
AAA.
Triple A,
Chabalala.
Triple A.
We don't have a Hispanic demographic, and you're still alienating our
Oh, I'm
that
not trying to.
demographic.
I just like the way that Justin Roberts says it on AEW because that's how it sounds.
That's
like
how it's supposed to be said.
Triple A, like that.
AAA.
Okay.
Triple A. That sounds French.
AAA. Well, yeah, French, Spanish, and Italian are basically all the same language, just with different variants.
Triple A.
If you can speak one, you can pretty much speak them all.
Huh, I didn't know Spanish and French were similar.
They're
I'm not trying to
as
make. I wasn't
similar
trying to
as
make fun of anybody.
Spanish and Italian, but
I just like the way that Justin Roberts said Triple A.
that's how you. A is A in Spanish.
Okay, I
so
get it.
Triple A.
Again, not
Give
trying
the
to
man
make,
a break,
not
Paul.
trying to make fun of anybody.
You are. You're making fun of Justin
I'm making fun of the way Justin Roberts says it because I think it sounds so
Don't
damn
make fun
cool.
of ring announcers in front of Paul.
Are we going to?
If
not
I'm
say-
going to be a ring announcer ever in my lifetime, Paulie, I am modeling my ring announcer career after Justin Roberts because he's the greatest.
Okay, then we have a test for you right now. Ready?
Joey Styles.
You must introduce John Moxley to the ring.
He just wants to hear me do the GN
I'm here for this.
thing.
Go ahead.
Can he be the AEW heavyweight champion?
He can be the IWGP United
No, I don't
States
wanna-
Heavyweight
You can
Champion.
introduce him as a Shield member. For all I give a damn.
Oh no, I don't want to do that because then his name would be Dean Ambrose. Where's he from and how much does he weigh? You got to make it up.
Dayton, Ohio.
He's from Dayton.
He's from Cincinnati.
Okay, how much does he weigh?
Like two
Tree feeding.
fitty. 250.
Damn you, Loch Ness Monster.
Coming to the ring from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 250 pounds, John Moxley!
That was good.
Yeah,
You're welcome, people.
yeah.
Hey, producer, clip that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing else, man.
I got nothing else either.
If you guys, if anyone
one
local
other-
here is interested,
Paulie has a history lesson. I know it's important.
One other little note.
Be a
The
member of Revolution
Thunderdome
Radio.
is officially moving
up.
from Tropicana Field to the Yingling Center on the campus of the University of Southern Florida, starting the
What?
night after WrestleMania.
Beers. Another beer.
What?
Another beer.
What?
Another beer.
I ain't
What?
drinking
Yingling?
that shit.
Yingling's good beer. Oh, there we go.
It's not as good as my
Sami
IPA.
Zayn's
Paul.
red carpet premiere. Special
Paul.
guest Logan Paul next Friday on SmackDown.
You know what? I've seen Kevin Owens powerbomb MGK. Maybe he'll do it to Logan.
I have
Paul.
seen Kevin Owens Power. I was there for that one in Cleveland.
So I'm gonna give you a brief history lesson on that before I get to the actual history lesson. I missed that live.
Oh, did you go to the
Wait.
bathroom? You want to get
No,
pretzels?
I went to get merch because I was like, okay.
Kevin, he's
this
going
is
to
gonna be
perform
stupid,
because
so
he
I'm
came
gonna
out and
get
sang
of the way.
Invincible because that was a song for WrestleMania that year.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to watch this anyways. I'll go get merch because
And
everyone.
Kevin Owens came out and powerbombed his ass.
I found out about it because when we got back to our seats, the people were like, "Oh, guys, you missed blah blah," and I'm like, "That what?"
You missed MGK.
And what really pisses me off is I also got, I think, nachos. And you know how the Q back in the day had that
Had
little
the
video
TVs in the
screen?
back.
Yeah. So I'm watching and I'm like, oh, cool. They're running B-roll of Kevin Owens powerbombing people. That's awesome. not realizing
was
that
happening.
was literally
It
happening
was literally happening.
in the building.
Literally.
And that's why, by the way, I don't get up once I sit down at a show anymore.
Paulie does not move.
Nope. I missed
The whole time, Paulie didn't move in Chicago. When we got to the seats, Paulie stayed in that damn seat the whole 4 or 5 hours that we was there.
I
He
seen him
did
do that
not
at
move.
AEW when we went to
Yeah,
go see
that's true
Dynamite.
too. AEW, he didn't move. We
that
got up, went to the bathroom and shit.
That moment won like Slammy of the Year or something like that, and is still being played
And you missed
on
it.
B-rolls. And
I was
missed
there.
It.
It was fantastical.
So yeah, I learned my lesson. That shit doesn't happen again.
Whack.
All right. Well, we got a couple things we're gonna discuss afterwards. We have the next week is when's WrestleMania is all week, right? So next week we have to pick for standing everything up to Friday night.
Next week is Stand and Deliver and NXT UK Prelude picks.
That's right.
So next week a special NXT edition of RTR. Call it RTR Next.
That sounds like an MTV dating show from the 90s.
Yeah.
Next!
Well,
Get
our
off the
logo
bus.
is kind of 90s.
Get back on the bus.
90s-ish.
Do you make a 90s logo?
You
I
Saved
kinda-
by the
I kinda
Bell?
made
Kind
one.
of would like
Saved
that.
by the
I
Bell?
made that one. I don't know if I liked it though.
I don't know either, but that would be kind of cool.
Like a Saved by the Bell edition?
Yeah.
But in 2 weeks,
When I wake up
the
in the morning.
WrestleMania show. We are going to break
The
down.
we
WrestleMania
should start having
Spectacular.
Themed shows.
And I don't know about you guys, but I plan on going heavy Mania that night.
heavy.
I want to give you as much information about the showcase of the Immortals as we possibly can. Expert analysis, insights, a special guest who has never appeared on RTR ever before.
Oh, you got somebody lined up already? You already lined them up somebody?
We already,
To sit right here?
yes, we've already talked about this.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
But the history lesson,
What do they call what's one of Shawn Michaels' nicknames, Paulie?
the Heartbreak Kid,
What about another one?
the Showstopper,
What about another one?
the main event,
One more.
Mr. WrestleMania.
You're damn right.
I hate that you set me up for that 4 times.
Went with it.
You actually missed one. You could have went one more. You just didn't say the icon.
I think of Sting when I think of the icon.
The icon,
Yeah.
the showstopper, the main event, Mr. WrestleMania.
Wolfpack Sting's the best though.
So, the history lesson. You know what happened 20 years ago today.
I do. I saw it on the Book of Faces
The
today.
final Nitro in the history of WCW.
$5 all-you-can-drink beer.
The end of an era.
WCW Nitro,
Literally.
the last Monday Nitro. Scott Steiner fought Booker T for the WCW Heavyweight Championship.
And that's
And
how Booker T won the title.
Won his very first title.
Second.
Second was his second.
Because he won his first in the finger poke.
That's right.
The finger poke.
Jeff Jarrett finger poke to Hogan, and then Vince Russo comes out and says, that's bullshit, let's restart it.
Yeah.
And then somehow Booker T becomes the winner of that.
That's
that,
right.
That one was really confusing.
did a
WCW
lot
was
of-
confusing.
He looked like Vince Russo in the Thunderdome there in the bottom left-hand corner in the blue shirt.
But
All three of you will compete in a triple threat match.
there you go.
Daniel Bryan gets his wish.
So Roman Reigns does not. Oh, and there goes Daniel Bryan and Edge. It's a Donnybrook. Sorry, I haven't called
Donnybrook
wrestling
boys.
shows in like a year. I
Superman punch!
I miss it. I miss it tremendously. Although one of my most recent matches is available on the Ohio Championship Wrestling Facebook page. So if you want to see any of my stuff, check that out, or check out their YouTube as well.
We're gonna be playing some Uno.
Oh, is it?
If you want to follow our Twitch, Big Dawg.
I missed the one part, the most important part of the Nitro thing. The final Nitro was simulcast on Monday Night Raw,
It
which
was.
emanated in Cleveland, Ohio,
It
at
was.
the Gund Arena, where Vince McMahon stood and watched in horror as his son Shane McMahon said the famous line, "The contract has been signed, and the name on the contract
Does
say
read McMahon,
but
but
it
not
reads
Vince."
Shane McMahon." That's right. I now own WCW.
I'm pretty sure he said I own WCW.
Yeah.
And just like that, the era was over.
And then it became,
I
Have you
hated
ever
that.
looked into
what
that?
was it? The Invasion.
Well,
I
have you-
hated that WCW logo, the red one after that.
I wasn't a fan of it, but I liked it better than the one that they were using prior.
The
The
silver
big
one?
silver
That was
one
awful.
With
Yeah,
the
that was
huge,
horrible.
ginormous C for no reason.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things, though, is that WCW was originally scheduled to be what Raw and SmackDown became. It was supposed to be the separate brand. The brand
NWO.
split was supposed to be WCW and WWE. And what was going to happen, apparently, based on storyline speculation and some confirmations that we've heard throughout the years,
Edge has has an equalizer here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
If you recall, there was a concurrent storyline running at the same time that Linda McMahon and Vince McMahon were having a separation.
Yeah.
The storyline outcome of that was supposed to be that, and I don't believe I'm going to have to say this, Linda McMahon would own half of all of Vince McMahon's assets, including WWF.
He's about to concerto Daniel Bryan.
Which she would have given the Monday time slot to Shane McMahon for WCW Monday Nitro.
And he would have won.
SmackDown would have become the only WWE program, and it would have been WWE SmackDown versus WCW Monday Nitro.
Concerto.
Jeez.
Concerto.
That was how it was supposed to. Holy hell! But
Jamie Noble just caught
he
one.
took one. And that's how that was supposed to go. And that was supposed to lead to WrestleMania 18, WCW versus WWF.
So, ladies and gentlemen, at WrestleMania, we have us a triple threat match. The Daniel Bryan versus the head of the table, Roman Reigns, versus the Rated R Superstar.
By the way,
Edge
if
Rooney.
they don't bring back Tony Chimmel for one night only for that, I won't be pissed.
There you go. That'd be dope, though.
We're in agreement, right?
Yeah.
But
All right, so we got this list.
That's what everybody said. Everybody thinks that that Edge is going to win, and they're
gonna
going to. Did I say Dean?
yeah,
Sorry, everybody thinks that Edge is going to win, and he's going to bring back Big Gold.
So we got this
I'm
list
taking
here.
Daniel Bryan's spot.
So we got the list, the top 50 women as picked by WWE. We're not going to go through the full 50, but we will
Top
say
five.
the top 5, starting from number 5, is Asuka. Number 4, the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna.
Which I'm so happy she made the list because she definitely deserves it.
Number 3, the man, Becky Lynch. Number 2, the queen, Charlotte Flair.
I think they should be flip flopped.
And number 1, Trish Stratus.
Becky had two.
Yeah.
I am stunned that Trish beat Charlotte in this.
The man, because of well, so am I, but because they ride Charlotte so hard, it's ridiculous, and it's basically because of her last name. Because take off their last names, take off everything about them. You put Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in a match, same skills and same everything. Becky's gonna beat Charlotte 8 out of 10 times, in my opinion. Charlotte's got the name.
Course.
It's the name.
Okay, Charlotte's course kind of plays the role as Randy Orton's too. If you kind of want to go down
I
that
think
route.
you're absolutely 100% correct.
Exactly. It's the name. Her last name's Flair, dude.
But I think the story here
Even
is
people
that Trish Stratus is listed number
like,
1.
oh yeah, that's Cowboy Bob's son. Hell yeah, he's gonna be good.
Barry Orton, or whatever, the one that his
Bob.
brother just
Barry.
yeah.
His uncle, I think it was.
That was
Uncle.
that was Randy's uncle. That's right.
But I think the story here is that Trish Stratus is number 1. Do you agree with that?
I do.
I think Lita should have been top 5.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Lita should have been up there too, but
I would have probably.
This is a tough one because you're comparing Trish and Charlotte essentially here.
totally different eras.
Whole different eras.
Yeah.
Trish was in bra and panties matches.
Agreed, but Trish was also the best wrestler of those ladies back in that day, in my opinion.
She
Do we re-
definitely
do we
picked
really
it up
know,
faster
though?
than anybody.
Because women's wrestling was totally different.
It was about tits and ass, dude,
Yeah.
back then.
You know how we know that that's the case? Because we've seen Trish and Lita in this era. They competed at Evolution. They've competed in a few different matches, including the Royal Rumble matches. They were in the first and I think second women's Rumbles. Trish and Lita can hold their own with this crop of women. And even the worst woman on the roster, and that's up for debate, is still better than 90% of the wrestlers that were wrestling women-wise in the Attitude Era. Because on the Attitude Era side of things, you've got Trish, Lita,
I think because there really wasn't that much women's wrestling at that point, anyways.
and that's
So
no
they didn't have
disrespect.
an opportunity to get the work in.
And that's where I'm at with you on that. Like, Molly Holly should be a household name. She can go from bell to bell.
Yeah.
And she's also trained several of the top stars of today and influenced even more. But because she was stuck with bad gimmick after bad gimmick after bad gimmick, she just gets lost in the shuffle.
My favorite Molly Holly gimmick is her and Hurricane.
Mighty Molly.
Yeah.
That's literally... And the fact
My
that
favorite one.
Hurricane was the one who announced her into the Hall of Fame should tell you that that's what WWE looks at.
Yeah.
Even though her body of work, she sacrificed her hair for a spot on the card at WrestleMania 20. Because if that hadn't happened, she wasn't on the card.
Yeah.
Nobody else is doing that in this day and age. Nobody's sacrificing their hair to get on the Mania card because it's like 25 hours long.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Happy
true.
for Becky. I'm glad that she's in the top 5. I get where you're coming from on the Charlotte Flair thing, and God knows I'm a diehard Becky Lynch fan.
I love Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair's a great wrestler.
I don't know that she's number 2.
But yeah, no, it's the name. She's carried by her name, dude.
And with respect,
I'm not doubting her accomplishments. Sure, she's a great wrestler, but do I think she should be a 15-time women's champion already? Hell no.
Okay, can you say this?
Hell
Randy,
no.
though?
About who?
Randy.
Randy's been in the wrestling for 17 years.
I can't-
Charlotte's been in the WWE for not even 6.
Was it Randy who proposed?
He just said he's like, I wasn't even a fan of wrestling when I was younger. So he's like, my dad did it. I just like, there's no way in hell I can be what my dad does.
That's kind of how the Young Rock show's looking like
And
it's
he's
going to
just
be.
like, He admitted, he's like, I was just there one day, and he's like, oh, you're Cowboy Bob's son.
Yep.
Was it Randy himself who proposed the match for the 17th?
I think so. Yeah.
So you haven't had a chance to watch this yet, but one of the
Watch it.
ideas
It's
that,
really good.
I'll watch
that
it.
Randy proposed is Randy Orton versus John Cena for the championship. Ric Flair is the special guest referee for number 17.
How many's Randy got? 15?
14.
I was
He's
say,
tied
so-
with Triple H for
So
14.
he'd have to win 2 more.
It's. You think he can't do that?
I mean, I'm not saying he can't, but I don't see Randy Orton in the storyline now.
You could argue that he should be champion now.
I mean, yeah, you can, but he's
Should
not.
be.
I don't see him.
I think he should have had a way
I don't
longer
see him.
championship
I
reign.
don't see him beating Roman. I can see him beating Edge if Edge wins this title.
I was really disappointed when Drew took the title off him again.
I like Drew.
I did too,
I'm
but
becoming a fan of.
but when Randy took that title, he was the best thing WWE had going at that time.
Yeah.
I think Drew needed it more, and I think that's where it comes down.
They were trying to give him his moment and a proper thing, and they were. I mean, I'm not watering down his title reign because he made the best of, I think, of what he could, considering the circumstances with COVID. He made the best of it. Did he deserve better? Hell yeah. Did he deserve his WrestleMania moment with fans? Hell yeah.
Where do
And
you
they're
stand
trying to,
on
like-
this match with him and Bobby Lashley?
I
Is
think
this match
Lashley
designed-
should win.
Is this match designed to give Drew McIntyre the pop that he didn't get
I
last year?
think so.
I think it's designed that way, but
But-
the way that I think it should go.
I think they're starting to see that Lashley.
I'll just say one word. Lashley.
No,
Lashley.
they're sitting there looking.
Lashley.
It's designed for that. It's designed for Drew to get his moment, but Lashley's on fire right now. You keep that fire going.
Somebody posted something, and it made me really think. We talk about long championship reigns and uninterrupted championship reigns. Do you know who has been champion the longest in WWE in the last year?
Drew.
In the last year, the longest champions, or the people who've held the championship the most days overall,
R-Truth.
the Street Profits, because when they won the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, they were still the Raw Tag Team Champions. That reign technically didn't end.
Yeah.
They just swapped.
They just
swapped
swapped the
belts.
titles.
They
Yeah.
had like a 300+ day reign as champions.
Yeah.
Overall.
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Pile driver.
Dude,
He
looks
held the
good.
United States
that title
Championship.
looks good on him.
Up until he lost
The
it
entrance, MVP being his mouthpiece, the Hurt Business. Dude, you got to keep that going right now.
you know what he
he
needs
lost
to,
that belt.
really
Up-
cap his arsenal? A pile driver.
Jesus Christ. Up until he lost
Dude,
the
look.
belt.
Dude, if he gets someone in a hurt lock and tosses them up and catches them,
Just spins him?
bro, you know his big beefy ass could do
I mean,
that.
but let's be honest, Paulie. The way you made the case for the pile driver last week, be honest. If Bobby Lashley legitimately pulled up and hit a normal style pile driver, like King, like,
Lights out.
Yeah, like jumped up and jumped in
Lights
pile
out.
driver. It'd be monstrous. Pile driver.
But Bobby Lashley, up until he lost the championship at the Elimination Chamber event, had held the United States Championship since August. The only person who has held a championship currently longer in WWE is Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
who won it at Payback also in August. Why we needed back-to-back pay-per-views, I will never freaking know.
Dude, I just thought of a badass name for that move you just came up with. We can call it the Wheel of Hurt. Wheel of Hurt. Oh!
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paulie. Sorry, I made
That's
it.
pretty cool.
Call me Excalibur over here.
But it I think that's something that really gets lost in the shuffle with this Bobby Lashley character. Is he dominated with the United States Championship for as long as he did, lost it quickly, and then suddenly became the WWE Championship champion 1 day later. He had 1 day since August 23rd of 2020 that he wasn't a champion.
Yeah.
And it was less than a 24-hour period because he lost the title at like 8:35 or something like that.
8:35, huh?
It's ridiculous when you look into these stats. And by the way, we're not the only ones who are looking into these stats. Stone Cold Steve Austin has said that Vince McMahon keeps with him at all times a notebook and a folder that has all of the pertinent historical stats of the WWE. Royal Rumble stats. Whoever's got the most Royal Rumble appearances, the most eliminations, the most of whatever. He's got those stats. He knows those stats.
Me too.
But we know them better than him. Why is he disrespecting the fans who love his product so much?
He don't give a shit about you, dude.
He doesn't.
I don't give a shit about anybody.
If the world ended and
I
he could
can't
still
say
make
that.
money,
See,
he would.
I hear.
He's a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's rude, Paul.
It's the truth.
That's rude.
Yeah, why you being mean to him?
I don't mean that figuratively. Ico Pro was
See,
snake
he was
oil.
Just, he was just getting on you for
Right.
Justin Roberts.
Right? You're being mean, dude. Apologize to Vince McMahon right now.
Hey, Vince, I got 2 words for ya.
That's
Sorry.
such bad shit.
What? We have a Funko Pop of
You're
Vince
such a
McMahon.
disgusting non-champion.
Is that how you're going to end this? Is that how you...
And we're live! Ladies and
Speak up.
gentlemen.
You
We don't like
conspired
it.
against me to keep the belt away from me.
I didn't conspire
Created
against
a
you. It was
phony
a
match
tie.
that didn't happen.
A phony match that didn't happen. What are you talking about?
The Shane McMahon Braun Strowman match didn't happen. It
Again,
didn't count.
again. Sorry that I can't
Guarantee-
conversate with you
Guar-
during the show.
Guarantee if it was switched around.
And it would have worked out in his favor.
Oh,
He wouldn't have
hell.
complained about it.
Oh hell yeah!
If Braun would have got, if Braun would have got hurt,
Hell yeah.
backstage, and Shane would have appointed like Hornswoggle to fight him or something.
Oh!
I almost.
To fight him?
Exactly. If Shane would have been like, I'm fighting Hornswoggle tonight in Braun's place, and me and Paulie picked Shane McMahon, he'd have been like, we picked Shane though, that's a win. That's the point. But because it didn't work out in your favor, it only worked out in Dean's favor, and it caused him to tie the game, leading us to Steve
Not
A
only
versus
are you
You
Ngannou.
have admitted
A
on
poor
this
loser.
show that you, too, have conspired against me
Oh, I cooked these books.
all the time. So what's going to happen is from now on, I'm going to keep my own records so that I know what...
Paulie,
What's
how
up?
did I conspire against you? I literally told you what happened. I can't message you during the show. I messaged Dean, and I said, Shane's not fighting. He hurt himself in practice. Braun is fighting somebody at Shane's choosing. Do we still count it? Sure.
A real champion would have said no.
Again, if it was
You wanna
flip-flopped.
Try your Jedi mind tricks on me,
If
Paul.
it was flip-flopped, Paulie wouldn't be saying this.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in with us next week for Stand and Deliver. We will be picking for that, which we will
Are we going
crown.
to do that show standing or something?
We will crown a new champion. We will crown a new
These
champion.
screens, we can't.
We will crown a new champion at the beginning of the show next week, based on the fight tomorrow night. I'm excited about
Could
this.
we be?
Could
if it goes
could,
to a-
could we be
'Cause
crowning
you
a
can
new?
get like a split decision where
Either
the
I-
third person,
Either
the third
your boy
judge
is
doesn't-
retaining.
No,
or
I don't think I've ever seen a
Paulie
split
is
decision where
winning.
one judge scores it one way, judge scores another, and the other judge scores it even.
What happens if Ngannou wins
While
by
these two are figuring this
disqualification?
out, if you
What
guys
what if
around
Stipe
here wanna
throws
be
a
part
wild
of
Dean
knee?
Losers
said
Radio,
he
or
picks
have any show ideas
Stipe
and want to
to
be a part of this
retain the
team,
title.
hit us up in the DMs. Got you.
Paulie, if
You
you
want to try that again?
Paulie, if you get the only way you get a
I said, while you
point
two are arguing.
is if Francis Ngannou walks out of the octagon with that belt around his waist,
That's the only
What
way
if he
you're getting.
steals it? Do I get the point then?
like R-Truth style.
Yes.
No.
Damn.
Damn.
Dana White will trip him on the way out.
Dana White won't do shit. That man can't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this
Love
has,
you guys.
this has been Running the Ropes. I'm the best in the world.
I'm the big dog.
Switch.
I am the real world champion,
Switch,
damn it.
Switchblade Yo
He
Paulie.
is not a moose.
Hit us up. Get with us later. We'll be playing some Uno.
I should have brought my belt.
All right,
Should've.
ladies. Have a good
But-
night.
I got this one.
Running.